The college basketball experience preview and picks edition for Sunday, February the 4th on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting research platform for parlays, props, and game lines. Download that Hall of Fame Bets app or visit hofbets.com, code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today. We're also brought to you by Cut. Cut is a peer-to-peer social betting platform that's U.S.-based and available in 40 states. Head over to cut.com, KUTT.com, promo code SGPN to get 10% off today. And we're brought to you by the Sports Gambling Podcast Patreon. The guys just dropped their bonus behind-the-scenes episode with Sean Stack of the Money Green, winning $200,000. Plus, this week's pick'em prize is a free $250 Super Bowl square. Head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon and join today. Yes, 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 yes. Woo! Welcome to the College Basketball Experience, part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, Sunday, February the 4th, baby. Oh, we got a freaking slate. We got to dive back into the Saturday slate. Oh, man, what a fucking day it was. You know, sometimes you lock up 60-plus fucking games, give out a 60-piece winning day. And, of course, you know, the play of the day easily cashes at the Fog. Shout out to the Jayhawks. We'll talk about it all. But if you're wondering who you're listening to, I am Moneyline Mac, a.k.a. the former video coordinator for Bob Huggins and Frank Martin. And there he is, everybody, watching on youtube.com/the college experience. You guys know him as a LeBaron driving, window hanging, cocktail napkin having Noah Bieniek, a.k.a. the co-host of the College Baseball Experience. What's up, man? How are you? Sorry, I've been drinking all day. I can't fucking get the pronunciation on your intro right.
It is to be expected on a Saturday night show that is starting at 2:15 in the morning. I mean, we had a banger of a game between St. Mary's and Gonzaga that I told Mac, you know what, I want to watch this one, so we're going to start late tonight. So the late start's on me. However, I do love everybody listening to the live chat. But holy shit, am I tired. I can't wait for my 2 hours of post-production work too, Mac.
It's part of the grind, baby. Part of the grind. Behind the scenes, everybody just thinks we show
putting
up here
out pick shows every day. They're not just, you know, press record and, you know, I know nobody wants to hear us complain about our awesome jobs, but at the same time, there's like 2 hours of work after the show too.
No doubt, man. It's
not
part of the grind, man.
The prep for the show, for the picks, you know.
And I already got a show in. I fucking drove 5 hours a day.
You do already have a show in.
To watch my team get their ass beat, but hey, part of the fucking grind. You know, like I said, if you're gonna get your ass beat, you don't fucking go into a fucking hole or in the gutter or in the fucking ditch. You fucking show up the next day, you take it on the chin like a goddamn man, and boom, we're right back. Winning day, back-to-back for me. Noah, I know you gave out too many locks, more for your liking. How was your day?
You know, just the TCE bump, just being on a 150-game slate and talking to Moneyline Mac or Colby with just the persuasiveness that they try to, or how they just try to kind of push you, you know. 16-16 day, but I dominated the fucking TMZ games. I don't want to hear shit from this chat.
It's
I swear, I went on fucking VSiN, go 3-1 there on the TMZ games. We go 9-2 on the SGP TMZ games, and then I just lock up too many games on this show, and I go 500.
Sounds like you're making excuses. This is not a TMZ show, Noah Bieniek. So
Saturdays
let's recap all the action.
I never get to fully handicap the 140 fucking games slate. I hate it.
32
Spread the games out. I'm retweeting Rob Donaldson after the show. Spread the games out. Amazing day. And I love how you can just roll through and you can get a Houston at Kansas game. You can get a Duke at North Carolina game. You can get a Tennessee at Kentucky game. And you can get a St. Mary's at Gonzaga game. All on one channel. That's great. That's the best part about betting college basketball day to day is you can rebound after just 2 hours instead of a football game where it's 4 or a baseball game where there's no telling when that game's going to fucking end. If one was just a bad angle, you bounce right back in a half hour. You know what I mean? That's what's great about our sport.
I couldn't agree more, man. And shout out to the chat. Everybody's bragging about their days. Had a couple good days. Don Julio's back in the chat, Noah. He's back. He's alive, better than ever. He said he had a fucking fire day. He went 24-10, betting minus 250 money line. So shout out to Don Julio for going 24-10, betting those 10-point favorites on the money line. Noah, take it away, my friend. Let's recap all the action.
Yeah, let's jump into some games here. We started off with a banger, my favorite lock of the entire day. UConn, without a doubt, goes in the Madison Square Garden, their home building, and they beat whiny Rick Pitino. Did you see after the game that he complained about NIL? You're one of the biggest legends in our fucking sport. You could have grabbed any name out of the portal. You could have grabbed any name out of the transfer portal. And he goes into the press conference and complains about NIL, calling it free agency. Get the fuck out of here, dude. UConn got a cast off in Cam Spencer, and all of a sudden he's an all-star and beat your ass. You chose 8 other mid-majors over Cam Spencer, who was in the portal. That's on you.
So remember there was a hostile debate last weekend of who the second best team in the Big East was. Well, our other guy, he's not here to defend his St. John's Red Storm. Noah, where do they sit currently in the Big East?
4th to last.
Oh, 4th to
below
last.
500.
Below 500. Losers of 5 out of 6. Okay, so let's put to bed that they're the second fucking best team in the Big East. If the referees gave them the call, they suck.
Just don't bury them because they got DePaul twice. They have Georgetown twice. Just they caked the back half of the schedule for Pitino. That way it can look like this team's going to build up some momentum going into March.
Which is what I said.
Which is what we said. Yes.
They better not drop one of those games or they're not going to go to the NCAA tournament. Their resume is not that good when you actually dive into it.
They were a bubble team going into the
Who'd they beat?
They were a bubble team going into the UConn game. Losing to UConn is not a huge blow.
Correct. But they haven't beat anybody. Their best one's Villanova.
Yeah, but they also don't necessarily have a bad loss. Like their worst loss is Michigan, who I think is still a
horrible loss.
I still think they're a quad 2 team. They might be quad 3. Enough. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Anyway,
but that's their worst loss. It's a relatively clean resume. They still have plenty of chances in the Big East coming up. They're not dead.
I think we're gonna be getting drinks in Vegas. I can't believe how much he was adamant gonna die on that hill that they were the second best team ahead of Creighton and
Dude, he picked them. Colby picked them to win the regular season.
I was like, get the fucking dude. They have been major players. Like Pitino's great, but their team is not that good. They don't have dudes, man. So UConn wins 77-64. They led for the first 25 minutes. St. John's kind of fought in the middle of the second half, and I was like, "You've got to be kidding me! Get this out of here!" And then UConn was able to break it back open to a double-digit lead. Were you going to say something else before we moved on? No, UConn's also really fucking good. I mean, let's tip our cap to UConn.
Okay, so this was going to be a talking topic that I was going to bring up. Shout out to Jake McKeever, college baseball guy that I know really well, or follow a lot of his work. We have been culprits of not respecting this UConn team enough. We did it last year in March Madness.
I mean, I
where
bet
are we at currently? You just said they're
bro.
really good, but like, where are we at with this UConn team?
Well, I asked you this last night when we were going, who's the best team in the country, and you didn't even name them in your top 4.
I think I put them at 5th.
Dude, come on, they're top 2 or 3. I think that there's Purdue
they're
and
better than
Purdue.
I think they're
Purdue and UConn. Purdue and UConn.
I think they're better than Houston. Because we'll get to the Houston game. Like
Probably.
I just thought like that Houston game was an indictment on the resume that the Cougars have. Like they're a great team, but they don't have any road wins, and UConn does. They were very impressive so far. So yeah, let's move on. Miami, Florida wins 82-74 over Virginia Tech. Did you catch any of this one? This one, Virginia Tech was up at half. They were up double digits too.
Mm-hmm.
And the Hokies kind of just choked this one away. I had 3 screens going in the afternoon slate. Then my cousins had I have twin cousins that had their senior day hockey game that I was at. So I kind of missed the 4 o'clock to 7 o'clock slate. I was only rocking with my phone for one game. And then I was all in for the night slate as well. So this one, yeah, I was score monitoring throughout the game. The Hurricanes just kind of built up a nice second half comeback.
Yeah, Virginia Tech collapse.
Mac, I'm going to need you to put on your Coach Mac polo here.
You got.
Whose responsibility is it to tell George Mason that the game is tied?
That's on the players, dude. That's on the players.
You don't have like a
no, dude.
You don't have like a timeouts remaining guy on the sideline for like college football and whatnot.
At some point,
college baseball's got a guy counting how many mound visits they've used.
Dude, well, the situation was they're in the press. They get a steal. They get a layup.
Yep.
2 plus. Yeah. You're down 2. You get a layup, and then you foul. Like that's not the coach. That's not like.
It's just the players. You got to know the score.
Yeah, you got to like. You can't coach that because there was one. It was 1 second, and boom, he fouled him. That's not coaching. That's just a player being a dumbass. In the moment was too big for him. Unfortunately.
Yeah. That video was all.
You can't coach that. Like, yeah. It wasn't out of a timeout.
Yeah, that video went viral. There was multiple angles of it. UMass drills one of the 2 free throws. They win the game 66-65. There was like 0.6 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah,
at the time of the foul. So it was a done deal if they could make the free throw. Another video that was all over the place from the noon time slot. Did you see the Oakland swim team in their Speedos behind the basket giving one of their guys a haircut? That was all over the place. Yes, it was awesome. Oakland destroyed Cleveland State. Not a game. They were leading by 20 for about 10 minutes in the second half. The Vikings showed a little bit of fight. They cut it to single digits for about a minute, but hilarious from the swim team. There were people like, why are you breaking this thing out? It's a 19-point lead, and you're giving a guy a buzz cut, basically.
Love it. College basketball, baby.
There's nothing like it. Penn State, 85, Indiana, 71. Come on, Indiana, what the fuck? The night after I give you a nice compliment saying that I thought you had the best compliment.
When you did that was saying that
they were playing at noon. We talked about this when the 4 o'clock slate came up for Kansas Houston. Indiana, again, great home atmosphere once again today. They're one of the worst teams in the Big Ten, in my opinion. And they just folded, as Richie Rich says in the chat, to Penn State on the road. Or, yeah, the Nittany Lions on the road.
Shout out to Penn State, though. I mean, what a week. They go to the rack, get a win. They go to 2 Assembly Hall, back-to-back road wins. Mike Rhodes, freaking doing it, baby. Doing it.
Yeah, that schedule is actually kind of favorable for them.
They're going to get, dude, I need to stop. I need to stop.
They've got Iowa at
Mike
home.
Rhodes is a good coach.
They've got Iowa at home. Northwestern's a winnable game. They're on the road there, though. They're a dog in that spot for sure. Then they get Michigan State at home. The Spartans have struggled on the road. And then they go to Nebraska. That's probably an L. Then they host Illinois. That one's probably like your biggest home game of the season for Penn State. So hopefully you get out for that one or get up for that one. And like TVDBJ says in the chat, Kanye Cleary, their point guard, was out for Penn State as well against Indiana. So not a good look all around for the Hoosiers. We know that backcourt just struggles in general. Another team, just not a good look all around. 21-point loss for Arkansas at LSU.
What the fuck is wrong with this team?
How deep is that hole? Is it 6 feet deep now?
They're done.
Yeah.
Can't lose. Can't get blown out by fucking LSU. Terrible. Must bus. Flat tire.
Wrong
flat
turn.
tire. Yeah.
Wrong turn. Must bus. The GPS is actually typed into Louisville, buddy. You got to turn that thing around. Maybe not.
Not so fast, my friend. Louisville looked all right tonight.
Okay, but he's already gone too. Somebody
might have bet Louisville on the money line tonight.
St. Joe's 88, LaSalle 82. This is one of my calls. I think we disagreed on this game, right? You had LaSalle. I just said I wasn't very confident in it. I just said St. Joe's gets up for these big 5 games. So
true.
They win it by 6 on the road. System play comes in on Colgate, 88-64 over Navy. Did you catch any of our Rhode Island Rams game? They lost by 14 to
I was driving. I mean, I was watching UConn. Rhode Island, that was disappointing that they couldn't cover that number.
Yeah, it was.
That line went up overnight, too. We were on the wrong side of that one. Bad pick by us.
Yep. Ball State on the road in Western Michigan. Can you make sense of this Cards 10-point victory over the Broncos?
Ball State's better than their record. Ball State's been playing good ball.
And I think that Western is probably worse than their record.
Yeah, Ball State's been playing good ball for about 2 weeks now. So easy to see a tide turn. Well done, Ball State.
Yeah, shout out to Ball State. You mentioned it. W over Buffalo, where they actually absolutely destroyed them. 10-point win over Northern Illinois. Then they lose to Bowling Green, but then another 10-point win over Western Michigan is a nice little stretch in the schedule for Ball State. They might be a fade here. They've got Ohio next. That one's going to be close. Ken Pom has that one predicted as a 1-point spread. BU 72. That's Boston University. Lehigh 71. 1-point victory for the Terriers. This line was, I think, 1 when we picked it on the show last night. Correct?
I believe so. Yeah, it was around a pick.
Yeah, and we were both, home team with this one. Lehigh's a team that I struggle to get a read on. Also, a team that I think we've figured out the read on recently over the last 2.5 weeks. Memphis was losing by double digits again in the first half to Wichita State. They eked this one out in the second half. Tigers win 65-63 over the Shockers. Is there any momentum that you can draw from a comeback victory like this, Mick?
No. They're kind of a dumpster fire. I mean, ever since they got Tomlin, things have been on the complete opposite direction. And I mean, Penny, if they don't make the NCAA tournament, go look at Penny's resume in his first 6 years versus Josh Pastner, and they paid Josh Pastner to leave.
True.
I mean, I know people love Penny in Memphis, but he's not been good enough, and that's just the reality of the facts.
No, and Josh Pastner, for what it's worth, I've kind of enjoyed him. He's been on the desk for ESPN slates and unbearable. Also Peacock.
Yeah.
You think he's unbearable? I mean, watching my fair share of Peacock this season.
I
think he's one of the better panelists they've got.
He's got some Tony Romo in him. He's so happy every freaking analysis and everybody's the greatest thing ever.
I don't know, Jim. He's not like that.
Oh, he's exactly like that. I'm telling you. If you put him on a game, he'll be exactly like that.
I don't know,
Romo.
Jim.
Yeah, Romo knows the shit too.
He has done games.
He's unbearable for me.
What'd you say?
I said he's unbearable for me.
Romo or Pastner?
No, Pastner.
Romo or Pastner?
Pastner.
I don't mind Pastner. I'm not gonna listen to this. the shade
you would like fucking Pastner. Oh my god, you like that fucking face shield.
That's great. He should wear it on the show. The hospital flatlined. They were winning this. Robert Morris 75, Detroit 67.
I told Chad G specifically not to tweet at me when the game was tied with 10 minutes, and he still tweeted at me.
I love it.
I told you it was going to be tied. Do not jinx it. And then he tweets at me. I told him it was going to be tied, and he fucking still tweeted at me. So this
Chad
one's on
G,
you,
I
Chad.
love you. Great move. Great move.
The hospital would have covered if Chad G would not have tweeted at me. I guarantee it.
I love it, Chad G. Don't ever let him get a pick of the
I
hospital
told you
pass.
what was going to happen, and you still did it. Fuck the hospital. I'm not taking them again this year till ooey pooey. I'm done with them. Till ooey pooey.
It's a 3-game feed, 3-game fade, auto fade. That was our deal last night.
I'll sit it out. I'll probably still pick them, but I'm not betting them.
Chad G is going to do the same thing. We had South Carolina win by 10 on the road at Georgia. They continue to defy the odds that Mac just says they're just soft. Move on. Fade. I
can't figure this team out. How do they keep winning? I don't understand. Them in South Florida, those two teams, I watched them. I think they're good, but they're not as good as their record. So, but hey, shout out to South Carolina. Great win, great week, great stretch. They're going to be ranked.
I have a proposition for you. Is Lamont Paris a better coach than Rick Pitino this season? Because this is a mid-major all-star team too.
I don't know. I mean, nah. I mean, Pitino took over a whole new roster though.
Because how many SoCon kids are on this team right now?
Yeah, but
DJ Mack,
Lamont had a
Gray,
year to Lamont had a year though to get his thing going. Pitino took over a dump. Mike Anderson, that was a dump that he left him.
Actually, I think it was a gold mine. You look at a couple of those kids, and they're playing their asses off at different spots right now.
Well, yeah, but they were never going to win there.
Keep any of them.
But they didn't fit Pitino though.
That could be true. We'll never know.
I think it's two different situations, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
But Lamont Paris is doing a great job.
Yeah. 17-3 or 18-3 or 19-3, whatever they're at right now, is no joke. No matter how much you want to say they're soft.
I don't know. I don't think they're soft. I never said they were soft.
You said it last night. Yeah, you did.
Not in terms of their actual team. University, very soft. Team, not so much. Team, right. They guard. They play hard.
I'm trying my best, chat.
University,
I'm trying my best.
Athletic department, soft.
Bradley goes on the road against their in-state rival, Illinois State. They win 73-60. They cover that 6-point spread. This was a late lock for myself. I said it was fringe picks page. I hit that. Missouri State, 87-80 over Belmont. Across the board, we all had the Bears on the picks page, but none of us locked it here. I was the only one on the picks page. Again, another Missouri Valley game here. Murray State murders Northern Iowa.
Good God. Good God.
They were a 6.5-point dog, and they this is a close your eyes special for Northern Iowa in the next game. Marquette murdered Georgetown.
Dude,
you locked up the
what the fuck? This actually probably was my worst pick of the day. Georgetown. What the fuck? Maybe I got caught up in the fucking divine of Providence or whatever. I'm like, hey, Cooley's gonna have those guys ready to go. No. What it was by 39?
There was so they cut in this was on Fox. You know how Fox does the huddle timeout. They're mic'd up for the coaches.
Marquette doesn't even blow teams out either.
No, they don't. Do you like the coaches mic'd up and coaching timeouts?
I hate it.
So
I hate it. I despise it.
Fox Sports displayed their 4-minute timeout, and Ed Cooley is talking to the team, and Jay Heath is not even looking at him. He's like, Jay Heath, pay attention to the huddle. Pay attention to the huddle. It's great.
I think coaches should be able to slap the shit out of a player if they fucking do that shit.
I think
we should go back to the old school ways. Hey, motherfucker, I'm the fucking coach. Pay the fuck attention. We're getting our ass beat, and obviously you're a fucking loser. I think that's what we should go back to. We're so soft as a goddamn society. I'm glad I didn't see that shit. It would piss me off.
Kudos to you.
And everybody's asking why I hate it. Because you have so many phony coaches that act differently when they're mic'd up. There's so many coaches that act all rah, 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 like and all happy and, hey, I'm a positive coach when they're really a piece of shit behind the scenes. So
Rush is trying to press your buttons. He's asking how you feel about refs being mic'd up, too.
We already went through that.
I know.
I hate
Kudos to you on this pick.
Yes.
I believe Jerome Tang is now 1-12 in games decided by 5 points in regular time. Oklahoma State 75-72. And I actually think, like, totally wrong pick by me. This was a larger margin for most of this game here. And it kind of got, butt your fingernails close at the end. But Oklahoma State was the right side all the way. We'll bring on. We've got some guests sitting in the background. Sorry.
I said I locked up the Cowboys. Let's bring on the Big 12 experience, baby.
Yeah, do your intros for your boys.
First up, you guys know him. Well, right there. Watch on YouTube.com.
How many t-shirts does this guy have?
The 6-in champ. Family Civil War. Norman and in Stillwater. He is the Big 12 guru. He's Troy Tuning, a.k.a. the Tang Gang Bang Gang. What's up, man?
This was the easiest handicap of all time. Tang is orange. Free money.
Dude, good win for your Cowboys, man.
Might be the last one of the year, so we got to celebrate it like it's the Super Bowl, baby. Got to scoop some Tang out here and put it in my drink.
We've got one more back here, Mac, too, by the way.
Yeah, the half Mormon, half moonshine.
Yes, he's always fighting a family civil war. Whether he was born in Provo, Utah, he's got family in Ames, Iowa, and he lives in Morgantown, West Virginia. This is his studio right here. He is Rambling Rush, co-host of the Ryan and Rush Show. Rush, what's up, man? Welcome back to the college experience. Long time no talk.
It's an honor to be on here. We won't talk about how Morgantown went to Mormontown, or at least we'll talk about it later. This was a pick.
It's coming up.
Oh, I had a feeling. This was a pick I was completely wrong on. So you guys can rag on me. I had Kansas State in this game. I thought they would. I thought Oklahoma State, unfortunately, coming back against us last Saturday, they wouldn't have a win again for a little while. But I was wrong here, and it sounds like Tang, as Troy showed with his, might be from his perspective a scoop into a glass. Tang might be on his way out the door.
Ooh. To where?
Dude, I don't know.
Back to being an assistant at Baylor.
No, I think Louisville's going to open. Arkansas is potentially going to open indirectly. Obviously, you got Blue Ball, DePaul's open right now. That creates a domino. Louisville. I already said Louisville. What was the other one I was thinking about?
Louisville. I wouldn't say Arkansas is directly opening. Would have to move. It's DePaul,
the Louisville. That's what we keep hinting at.
Yeah, and also the same thing with UCLA if Cronin leaves.
Oh, Indiana. Indiana's going to open.
Oh, you're already moving on from Woodson. You're coming onto my boat.
Yeah, I mean,
welcome to the
at the beginning of the year. No, but you can't miss a tournament. You can't miss a tournament in year 3. You're at Indiana.
Welcome to the Republic. We fight against the dark side. That is
what
about Villanova?
Villanova.
I think he's got to get one more year.
He's going to get one more.
I don't think he has to. I think he will. Is what I meant to say there.
And I think Dusty May will go to Indiana.
The other one that might open up is Arizona State.
It should. We'll talk about them here in a little bit.
You could stay in the same conference.
Yep, we are. The next one here, I was again on the wrong side of the handicap. Texas, they
Easiest
led
game.
for about 35 minutes in this one at TCU. Impressive double-digit victory. Texas 77. I love that number. TCU 66. Let's start with Rush this time. Rush, what'd you think about with the Longhorns and Horned Frogs?
I thought with Texas not doing well as late and TCU on a 3-game winning streak and one of those games being triple overtime with a bye ahead, this was just a system play. This was easy. I mean, money line, I get it. It's one thing or another, but 5.5 points. This I know we'll get to the Ryan's big on the Kansas Houston being the easiest play of the day, which I mean, I do agree as well.
Hey.
But this one was the equivalent of that for me. It was an easy pick. I hate Texas, horns down all day. I'm glad TCU donated those shirts. I know BYU beat us today, but they were soft for taking them off last week. So I'll get my dig in there. But this was easy. This was Texas's game.
Troy, your takeaway?
This was a super easy handicap. I took them as a 5.5 point dog. I alt-lined them at -7.5. That was killer.
7.5.
But the whole handicap was TCU gets bullied in the paint and they can't really rebound. And I'm pretty sure Texas out-rebounded them like 34-21 today. If they're going to be able to grab boards like that and Max Asmus is going to actually make shots.
Play like I'm not an ass.
Well, today was Asmus, but he still plays for Texas. So to me, he'll always be Asmus. But you know, if you're going to help me hit the 7.5 as a almost 6 point dog, I'm cool with you this weekend, Max. That was kind of nice. But yeah, Texas is one of those teams that's kind of hard to read, but you know that they're going to get up for the games against good teams. They're like the play to their opponent kind of team. If they're playing a bad team, you can expect a bad performance. But as soon as they go on the road and they're that big of an underdog, it's almost a system play. Shout out Rodney Terry. He didn't get mad about the horns down shirts. I was really hoping that he like walked up in the stands and did the fucking Ron Artest and just started dropping motherfuckers.
He's such a bitch.
Julio can suck my dick. You can go back and watch the Big 12 show. I outlined a bunch of 7.5s. All right.
He lives by the 7.5. He did.
The 7.5 is my number.
Mac, lastly to you, you were giving this one out everywhere. It seemed like Longhorns cover for you as well.
Yeah, good day on Big 12 show for me. I went 5-2 and then obviously hit my game of the year pick. Noah, I'm going to turn it right back to you, though. How many bids is the Big 12 going to have? I asked Troy and Rush this, and we all agree. We have a number. What about you? You're not a Big 12 homer, so I'm interested to see what you say for the Big 12.
I got 9.
We had 10. Who'd you have out? West Virginia, Oklahoma State, and then who else?
The ones that I have out right now currently, West Virginia, Oklahoma State, UCF, just not enough wins on the resume in general. And then I have Kansas State.
That's 10,
and trust
though.
me, I want to have Kansas State in.
That's 10. What's
10.
the other team?
Oklahoma.
No. Everybody else is within the top 40 in the net, bro.
Maybe Cincinnati?
No, but they wanted Texas Tech today.
Cincinnati's a really good team.
Texas and Cincinnati were the two teams that you would make a case for. Texas.
Cincinnati's going to the Sweet 16.
Texas' resume is clean.
I'm not saying they're the top 16.
Yeah, it's 10. I did my math wrong. Yeah. I counted 4 teams out. For some reason, I did 9.
Start drinking, Noah. Maybe you'll get your mouth right.
So you have the Big 12 experience here. Is this the greatest league in America? Thank you very much. I think we should get 11. I think we should get 11 in.
We drink and we smoke.
Who would be your 11th out of curiosity?
West Virginia. Just kidding. UCF isn't there yet, but I think UCF could play their way into it, Noah, with some wins. The only loss is Stetson that really kills them.
So UCF is projected to win 2 more games this season. I'm not projecting when I say they're out right now. What I am saying is they need to get to at least 17 straight up victories. That's usually the magic number. When you're looking at seasons when the Big Ten got 9 in, it was 17 victories, and they had the label best conference. I think that's what you're looking at in the Big Ten with a clean resume. The UCF loss to Stetson's killer, and that's one that's going to be an easy circle on a resume sheet. So,
and that was also an easy play I gave out a while ago on the Big 12. That was the Stetson play against UCF.
For what it's worth, Kansas State is close too. But I mean, some of these teams have to take L's, you know. So they're still an entire month of the season.
It's hopefully it's not our team every time. But I would say Kansas State. Dude, Kansas State, like, they're not completely out of the race yet. I know they've lost 4 in a row. But if they beat Kansas on Monday night, they're back in the bubble conversation, right?
That's a quad 1 victory, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to make sure we get 11 in. And then 12 when West Virginia wins.
Maybe the Big 12 will do the SEC football thing and like let UCF or West Virginia win the conference championship so they get that extra team.
Yeah.
Troy, by the way, I wouldn't even say ACC is the reason. Pac-12. Take a look at the Pac-12 this year.
Pac-12's poor.
Great.
Can't believe UCLA beating Oregon was. I know it's a home game, but
Greg says 9 max. I disagree. They're gonna get 10 in. They're gonna get 10 in.
I don't think 9 is a max. I think 9 might be the safe number, but I think there's 10. A good chance at 10.
I'm not putting a stamp on they're gonna get 10.
9 minimum.
9.
I'll put the stamp on it. They're gonna get 10.
11 max.
8 minimum.
9-11, baby.
8 minimum. 10 max. Dude, there's just going to be too many losses to go around.
We do have Kennedy.
George Bush from Texas too. 9-11.
Yeah, it's the 9 to 11 range. I agree, Troy.
But you guys owe the Pac-12 something for giving you.
We don't owe them shit.
Because Arizona,
we'll count
one bid.
We'll count them as Big 12 bids. That's what we'll do.
You have Wazoo, Oregon, Stanford, Colorado, Utah, all jumbled up and with shaky resumes. So
you guys are
argument.
My argument,
you have
Noah,
many more chances than these guys, and any mid-major that wants to make an argument too
counts for the Big 12.
Yeah, I was gonna say so. Colorado, Arizona gets in. That means 13.
Oh, I'm not even counting. I'm not even counting Colorado.
Utah.
They've got Colorado's got a loss to Arizona State and Cal right now, and Florida State.
Big 12.
What?
Dude, they're not. No, the thing is, they have 10 in the top 40 right now. They're not going to drop out of the top 40 unless they lose 6 in a row.
Yeah, but at the same time, you see teams that are in the top 40 not make it. Oklahoma State was like 32nd in the net last year and didn't get into the tournament.
Well,
and there was a valid reason.
I think they were mid 40s.
At the time that we were doing bracketology, they were in the 30s, and I was leaving them out. And we were having the same discussion.
Oh, that was a joke. That was a complete joke that they got left out last year.
No, there was a valid reason for it.
No. A team like Pitt or NC State should not have been in over them because the Big 12 is an actual league, unlike the ACC that's worse than the Mountain West and Missouri Valley outside of Duke and Carolina.
Yep.
All right. We've spent 12 minutes talking about bracketology for the Big 12 only.
Well, this is part. I mean, this is
12 minutes on the Big 12. Yeah,
that was the point. Would you like to move on?
Yeah, let's move on. But this is what happens when you got 10 out of the top 40 teams. I mean, you gotta
11. 9-11.
We don't have 11 yet. We're getting there.
You guys are giving me a headache.
Well, we'll get 11.
UCF will do enough bath salts to get in. You gotta factor that into bracketology. Amount of bath salt usage. UCF gets in easy. Maybe even a 1 seed.
Noah, let's move along.
All righty. We'll get through this 2:00 slate and we'll bring back Troy and Rush. And I know we have at least Troy for Sunday's picks as well. Rush, you're welcome to stay if you want.
Well, I think I have to. I got a lot of shit in the chat. Apparently, I go to bed too early, and I didn't want to overstep my welcome. But apparently, the chat.
No, you're always.
No,
welcome.
I got to stay hard in the paint. I got to get my Sunday picks ready.
I'll bet the house that Rush takes Wisconsin tomorrow. We'll
on
see
Wisconsin, baby. I might go get my Wisconsin shirt.
See you, Rush.
All right. Before we jump back into recapping some games, let me tell you about the SGPN Patreon. The guys just dropped this month's bonus episode, behind the scenes breakdown of Sean's $200,000 win. This week's Patreon Pick'em prize is a free $250 Super Bowl square, plus access to all the pick sheets and exclusive content and channels on Discord. Head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. They have a way to play alongside your favorite fantasy players all season long. NFL, NBA, NHL, college basketball, and college football. Simply pick higher or lower on your favorite players' fantasy stats and cash in. You can win up to 100x with some spicy plays. So watch along, make your picks, and maybe make a little bit of cash over on Underdog's mobile app or website, underdogfantasy.com. When you sign up, use the promo code TCESGPN, and Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. That's Underdog Fantasy promo code TCESGPN. I forgot about the display ad once again, but we'll move on here. I'll give out my Underdog play on the second half of the show. We're not going to do both halves. We'll save the picks for the second half. Mac, we get back to the recap streets with a moneyline outright call from you. Florida International beats Sam Houston 68-61. Congrats to you. This was a lock battle on last night's show as well.
Hanger 5.
Did you catch any of this one? I did not watch a single second.
Fuck no, I didn't catch any of this. I just knew, you got to fly that fucking puppy in right there. Hey, incoming. Make sure, wipe off the runway. Make sure that plane can land. No, I did score monitor it, though. Sam Houston dominated the first half. Big comeback from the airport. Good, good win. You got to give him credit. I mean, I think the airport sucks, but Sam Houston had one loss in league play headed into today. So, FIU, great win.
Yeah. I'm stumped on this result. Charleston only beats William and Mary 84-83. 1 point victory for the Cougars there. They're favored by double digits in this one. I didn't see any of this one either. This one was buried in the 150 game slate. Mac, anything from you on this?
No, not much. Too many games.
Lock battle victory again for you. Virginia 66, Clemson 65. Clemson's falling apart.
NIT.
Give them time.
They're not going to figure. They're not going to figure it out, man. They do this every year, though.
What are we talking about? Last year they lost 2 quad 4 games. This year they have a totally clean resume. The only loss that is aging like milk right now is Memphis, which was on the road. Everything else is in conference. They have a loss to Georgia Tech, who's also beaten North Carolina and Duke.
I'm pulling up the resume. Hold on. Because I'm telling you, I do not trust Brad Brownell. They always do this where they freaking totally collapse in the month of February. What, they're 3-4, so they do have 3 quad 1 wins. They don't have a bad loss, but
no.
When did they play Louisville? Because that was the game that kept them out last year. And
they don't have another Louisville game on the schedule.
Notre Dame.
They have one Notre Dame on the schedule. It's March 2nd. Sandwiched in between Pitt and Syracuse. They're not going to lose that game.
They almost did just lose to Louisville.
That game was never.
So what are you saying? This is a lock NCAA tournament team?
No, I'm just saying. I said give them time, and then you got pissed.
No, I'm
having to look up their resume.
I'm having a debate with you because they're 4-6 in a bad league.
I think the ACC is better than what you think it is. The Pac-12 is the bad league.
They have 2 teams. I think the rest of the league sucks. And Virginia's all right.
North Carolina, Virginia, Duke.
And that's it. Everybody else is not
They're
very
going
good.
to have like 5 tournament teams. Clemson should be
Maybe
one of them.
4.
In my opinion. No, they're not having 4. We just saw this last year. They somehow got 6, and it was a shit league.
Yeah,
they're
but
not
they
getting
got
4. This is just a fantasy land,
year.
dreamland that you live in, and it's not.
They're not. You get the fuck out of here. They're not getting 6 in. So you get that fucking out of your mind.
They did last year, and they were
They
shit.
had 5.
We were saying the Mountain West was better
game.
than what they were last year.
They had 5, including the playing game. They did not have fucking 6.
All right, I'm just speaking off the top of the dome. I thought it was 6.
No, they had 5, including the playing game.
And for what it's worth, their playing team beat your 5 seed last year.
That has nothing to do with this year. They're arguably worse this year than last year outside of Duke and Carolina. Their league sucks.
You bring up past year stats when you're trying to compare this year and last year as well. I'm doing the same thing, and you get mad.
I'm arguing. So who's making the tournament from this league?
North Carolina, Virginia, and Duke right now are looking like they're in. But there's still a fucking month left of the season. They still have 9 games to play. Like the bracketology talk, like lock, there is no such thing as a lock. Memphis was a borderline 2 seed 3 weeks ago, and now they're out of the tournament.
Maximum 4 for them this year. They're worse than last year.
Dude, you're high.
They're worse than last year. I'm telling you. They don't have Miami. Miami's god awful.
Again, let's move on. We're going nowhere with this conversation because you just blatantly like smack the ACC down with a hammer every time that we bring the nail up.
You haven't brought a counterpoint up yet.
My counterpoint was very valid. This conference was worse last year. North Carolina and Duke were both down last year, and they got 5. Those 2 are definite ends this season. And if teams knock off North Carolina and Duke, their resumes get better. It's the way it happens. There's still a whole month left of the season. This conversation is utterly pointless.
When they get 4, I'm telling you, they're going to get 4 in.
Holy shit, dude. You were saying they were getting 3 last year.
They should have got 3, but it was rigged. But this year, they're going to get 4.
Dude, you can say it's rigged all you want. It's a meaningless conversation.
Okay, move along. You said they're going to get 6.
Because I'm just saying they probably could.
No, there's no scenario that they can get 6.
There's definitely a scenario. When you say that something's impossible, college basketball seems to make it possible.
Who? Time out.
You sound like a fucking owl over here.
Time out.
Are we moving on or are we not?
Time out. You said 6. I could see maybe you make an argument for 5.
North Carolina, Virginia, Duke, NC State, Wake Forest, Miami, Clemson, Pitt, and Virginia Tech, maybe even Syracuse. All of these teams have somewhat capable tournament resumes. I'm not saying they're in the field right now, but there's an entire month left of the season. I'm not saying this is what's going to happen. I'm not chalking it up that they are only getting 4 teams in. That is a borderline basement prediction that has a 5% chance of probability.
No, I say 4s
and 6
might happen.
Maybe that's also a 10%. I'm just trying to say that these teams have shots. Like there is a chance here. It's not 4.
It's more likely 4 than 6.
No, I think it's more likely 6 than 4.
Holy fuck! Clip this, everybody, please.
If you looked at last year, we were talking about the Mountain West being better than the ACC last year, and the Mountain West got 4, and the ACC got 5, and it was total bullshit. You know what's going to happen. Can we move on?
No, because you said
the entire chat hates this conversation. It's utterly it's pointless on Tuesday when games get played again. It just is. We're wasting time.
When they get 3,
we're still on the 2 o'clock slate, dude.
I'll laugh at you when they get 3.
We're 50 minutes into the recap show, and we're on the 2 o'clock slate. Ohio wins 78-69 over Miami of Ohio. Minnesota wins in overtime over Northwestern 75-66. Bad loss for Northwestern. Do you have?
But this was also a tough spot for Northwestern. They had the overtime game. Collins got thrown out. Like we kind of saw this coming.
We both picked the Gophers for what it's worth.
Locked it.
Mercer destroyed VMI. We were both on the wrong side of this one. Vermont system play came up short by the hook. They win by 13, 62-49. I don't have a takeaway on this one. This one was just bad
Play
variance.
the system. You lose it every now and then. Yeah,
I know. UNC Asheville comes in for me. I locked up the Bulldogs it was a good game. Lived up to the hype in the Big South. They won 82-78 against Winthrop. Stonehill 71 over Wagner 61. This was an outright upset. Colby locked up the Seahawks of Wagner. This one kind of smelled to us on the show last night. And then everybody on the picks page was on Monmouth plus 7.5. You even got an 8. So you must have gotten that one last night or this morning. I mean, Delaware, they were losing most of the second half against the Hawks here. They win 84-80. Colby's lock on Monmouth comes in, but then the game right after that, his lock of the East Carolina Pirates, as well as you. This was a double lock here on the picks page.
Fucking easy,
when
man. I'm tired of them.
Somebody tagged me on a tweet last night.
Yeah.
Shout out to them. It might have even been Chad G. Tagged us in a tweet, and it was just a bunch of Charlotte fans camping in tents right outside the building. And
I still locked ECU. I'm a dumbass. I'm a dumbass, man. You got to call yourself a dumbass when you're a dumbass. I was a dumbass here, man.
Yeah. I had Charlotte on the show last night. No money on it, so the prediction was worthless. Charleston Southern, what's going on with the Bucks? They win against Longwood. They're catching 5
Longwood?
Here.
Longwood's been.
Is there something wrong with Longwood?
Stumbling, man. Yeah, Longwood's been god awful lately, man. I think they've lost like 6 out of 7, 6 out of 8.
Oh wow, this has flown under the radar for me. They still beat Charleston Southern by 21 this season, though.
You know, I'm
Before
a Big
this
South
one.
expert, baby. I love the Big South. Noah's still mad at me for my ACC banter. It's going to happen for the next month or so, guys. So
Still recovering.
Stay tuned.
Still recovering. The bracketology shows might have to be on hold. Can't take him seriously. The Sacred Heart.
Chad's on my side, I think. Noah, it's actually the first time I think I've ever had the Chad on my side.
I'm getting a headache. Sacred Heart -4 comes through against Lemoyne, 87-81. Did you catch any of the Fordham St. Louis game? Colby locked up the Billikens, and the Rams won 67-65 in St. Louis.
And if he was here, I'd say, Colby, are you kidding me? You freaking locked up Travis Ford laying points. This is your own rule that you tell us not to do. So shout out to Dundee. You know, maybe he's got cloud brain right now. Father brain.
He did say, so I texted him today. He did say he had 1 hour of sleep going into Saturday.
He does, man. He's not sleeping much. So
no.
I have not followed up with him about his St. John's Red Storm Big East selection. I've been waiting for him to come back.
There's going to be a time and place for that.
You mean when they're 6-9 with 3 games left in the Big East?
Yeah, when they beat DePaul in the next week, I think they got DePaul Saturday, and he's talking about them being top 4.
Can they make a run?
We'll have to remind him. The floor is yours. How many
Who you got?
losses in the last 6 games has Arizona State had?
Dude. So did you see the headline?
No.
Shout out to TVDBJ, baby. Perez got benched the entire second half.
That's
Bobby
great.
Hurley, coach's decision. Who didn't see this coming? Oh my God. What a joke, dude. Arizona State.
Do you have his tweet that you exchanged with him earlier?
No, I don't.
It would be a great time to pull that
done.
out.
Yeah, I mean.
Did he delete it?
Did I delete it? I don't delete anything.
No, I said, did he delete it? Because you said no.
I don't think so. I don't think he deleted it, but
well, I mean, you probably could find it.
When you've been around enough phonies in your lifetime, you can sniff out a phony. So it is what it is. They suck. They're going nowhere. Arizona State in a nutshell. Interested to see what happens with Bobby Hurley, though.
If you don't do it, I'll do it. I'll stand up for you.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah. He'll just be like, who the fuck is this? Maine 79-72 outright victory against Bryant. The Bulldogs are falling apart. This is very confusing. Bryant is doing Bryant things again, just like they did last year.
Yep.
And this is why I said UMass Lowell was second coming into the year instead of Bryant. Merrimack loses by the hook. They win 71-68 over Central Connecticut. Merrimack was a clean sweep. Nobody locked them on the picks page, but everybody had Merrimack here. App State had their hands full with Georgia Southern. Holy shit. This one, they were trailing in like the final 5 minutes, and they win 85-84 over the Eagles. Did you catch any of this?
No, I didn't. I mean, it's hard for me. I'm not going to lie to everybody. It's hard for me to catch all these games when I'm at West Virginia because I'm obviously coming in the game for other reasons, catching up with people. So I'm able to watch 1 to 2 games max. And obviously Saturday, the Saturday slates suck. I honestly, I kind of hate the Saturday slates. I love them, but I also hate them at the same time. I just wish, man, we have 150 games. Why can't we have 90, 80 to 90, man?
Even in that case, it's probably still too much.
It probably is, but I mean, it is Saturday. I wish it was all high major on Saturday. I'm not going to lie.
TMZ take. Colby called out a guy for having the worst take of his life that he's ever seen in his life.
I called him out.
No, Colby had it first, though.
Yeah, no, me and him had a Twitter war after that. That fucking jackass.
Really?
Oh,
I didn't see
fucking
it.
Awful. Just terrible take for society.
Speaking of awful,
I'm really worried
terrible
about our future.
All those college football guys, when they dip their toe in the college basketball nowadays,
Terrible.
or like now this time of year, it's awful. And they're the ones that want to value the Auburn-Alabama game when Auburn gets drilled every other year when they're not playing at home, because it feels like a playoff game. He was talking about specifically North Carolina and Duke. Like, dude, if you're gonna tweet something out like that, he's like, might be a hot take. Dude, bitch, you knew it was
Terrible.
a hot take.
Terrible.
Speaking of terrible and awful, I had UTSA on the money line against Rice. They don't win that. 80-76, Rice beats the Roadrunners. This was a great call from you and I. This was a double lock on the show, and nobody expected us to double lock this one. Vanderbilt wins against Missouri, 68-61. I didn't watch a lick of this one. I don't know if you did either. This was not on my radar at all.
What, Vanderbilt? I ended up I locked up Vanderbilt.
That's what I'm saying. We double locked it on the show last night.
Oh, I thought you were talking about a different game. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I pulled a you from last night. So fucking slap my fucking wrist. Dude, good call by us, man. This was a great call. Nobody was on Vanderbilt.
And nobody watched it either. Right?
I watched 2 minutes of it. So I mean,
shout out to you for even fitting in.
Pulled up on the phone. I said, let me get it. Let's see how many people are here. Oh, the benches are still below the court and nobody's in the stands. So
yeah.
Real quick, this is not a bracketology discussion. What the fuck has happened to Missouri in year 2 of Dennis Gates?
I don't know. I thought this team was going to be worse than it was last year, but not this bad.
But not 0-8. I mean, what the fuck?
And they've got maybe one win left on the schedule. We talked about it last night.
Yeah, man.
Going into the game.
Crazy. Didn't see that coming.
Yeah. Nuts. Not Dennis Gates, like, that's for sure. I mean, when he was with Cleveland State, they're at the top of the conference in the Horizon.
Mm-hmm.
And last year they were winning games left and right in the SEC that were surprising. They were basically a little bit of a lighter version of South Carolina last year. No, South Carolina, bad example. Year 2 for Lamont Paris. They were a lighter version of Ole Miss last year. Arkansas State minus 9.5 comes through for me against UL Monroe. You were on the Warhawks here. 15-point victory for the Red Wolves. And then we get to it's a sextuple for a 6, the multiple of 6. At least 6 locks on the picks page here for San Diego State. They win by 14 points, 81-67 over Utah State. This was a smash. We didn't even talk about it on the show last night, but this was also a tragic magic after Carl Weathers passed away too. So shout out to the Aztecs for coming through.
Yeah, no, I mean this was easy. This is what San Diego State fucking does. Especially
at home.
Yes, at home. This was remember who's fucking daddy in this league still. San Diego State fucking said, hey, we're still the top dog. We went to the national championship. Utah State, Danny Sprinkle doing a great job. But San Diego State, statement game here. The league still runs through the Aztecs.
Yes, it does. Bethune-Cookman wins by 10 on the road at Alabama State. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking, laying the points with the Hornets here. The right team won this one. 79-68. This one smelled a bit. It was too big. Or maybe not. What am I trying to say? It was not large enough, in my opinion. The Boise State Broncos murdered Air Force 94-56. We had a tough time picking this game last night. I didn't watch any of it. It was not on my radar again. One, because I didn't bet it. Two, there was plenty more interesting games during this time slot of the day.
There were 150 games on today?
It's tough to watch them all. We don't have God's Eye.
I get a kick. Well, even if you have God's Eye and the way they had the 4:00 Eastern, 3:00 your time, Noah, set up, there was no way you can watch that, man. It's physically impossible. There was 40 games in the 4 p.m. window today.
Yeah. I'm not Central
Time.
You gotta
change that, man. Well, 3:00 your time.
4:00 my time. I'm not Central Time.
Fucking Michigan. They always fucking I can't pick a game right in that goddamn state. Your fucking governor, it sucks. I hate the state of Michigan.
Troy,
except you. You're a good friend of mine, Noah. You're the only thing I like in Tom Izzo in the state of Michigan. Now that Harbaugh's
you like Tom Izzo?
I love Izzo.
All right, we're not friends anymore.
I loved Harbaugh. It was you, Izzo, and Harbaugh. Other than that, fuck Michigan.
You loved Harbaugh and then you faded him. You turned your back on for your other guy. You cheated on Harbaugh.
I did cheat on him with Nick Saban. Nick Saban's a West Virginian. I had to pull from a Tide. I am a secret Tide fan. Roll Tide.
Are you secretly pulling for him?
I'm no longer an Alabama football fan though, because they don't have Saban.
Are you secretly pulling for him to somehow make his way to Morgantown?
We'll talk about it. Off season. Maybe
Troy 78, Georgia State 74.
One can always dream.
Evansville 63 over Valpo 62. That line was very tight. I was able to get that flipped. I got the Purple Aces plus 1.5. And everybody else got Valpo plus 1.5. So everybody covered there. Southern 71 over Alcorn 70. You locked up the Braves. Tight game. I doubt you watched it. Did you catch any of it?
No, I did not. I'd be lying to everybody if I did. I will trust me. I will watch as much as I can. I did not catch this game.
Marshall 91, Coastal Carolina 74.
Fuck
I did not
Marshall.
monitor this
One
one
game
either.
too late.
Yeah, you are right.
Yeah.
You and Colby double locked this in a lock battle against me. VCU 63, Richmond 52. I was off on this.
It's my city, man.
The athleticism was evident.
Yeah. Dude, them sweater vests, wine and cheese crowd ain't coming into the shotgun, drinking, fireball taking VCU crowd. That place was on fucking fire. I caught a little bit of this game on my phone. VCU, man. Unbelievable. Anybody that's in this chat right now, if you ever have the chance to go to a VCU Rams game at the Siegel Center, do so. Especially for a Richmond game. There was no way Richmond was coming out of there alive undefeated. Great win, VCU. Game ball worthy.
Mac, this comment's especially for you. I want you to look at it. And then I haven't been displaying comments over the last 5 minutes. We got to rattle through some of these games. Yep.
So
Wofford. What?
I said, so Julio's on Purdue or Wisconsin?
Text there for everybody viewing on YouTube.
I have my own
pick.
Stay tuned on the B side.
I think he has Purdue. Wofford 88, Western Carolina 86. A thriller in the SoCon. You locked up the Terriers. Nice pick there. Morehead State. Sorry.
They're playing good ball. Wofford's playing good ball. Sorry, I cut you off, man.
No, they're streaking, and I'm just trying to streak through this massive 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock window. Tennessee Tech covers the massive spread. I thought I was trying to tell you what was going to happen here against Morehead State. The Eagles win 67-60 over Tennessee Tech. Old Dominion covers by, depending on the number that you get, a half point, a point and a half against James Madison, 78-63. Also, Nichols covers against Houston Christian by a half point. 9.5 we got on the show last night. The Huskies lost by 10. So Colby had Houston Christian here, loses by the hook. 83-73 final there. We were spot on with this one. Northern Illinois 76, Eastern Michigan 66. Did you lock this on the picks page? Did you lock this on the show last night?
I bet
think you did.
It was fringe lock.
Okay.
And I added
this was a
today.
picks page though. Yeah, okay.
So just your typical Moneyline Mac. He's going to lock up a winless team in league play, laying more than 2 possessions. The line is telling you what's going to happen.
Yeah, I told you that was your angle last night.
It was ugly, but we got it done.
Queens 85, Bellarmine 75. Queens at home. ATM.
Yep.
What did I say last night as well when it came to Radford? If they lost to Charleston Southern, they're capable of losing to anybody. And then USC Upstate went and beat them today.
Bad.
78-69 over the Highlanders. That logic now pertains to Longwood. Okay. Moving forward, if Longwood can lose to Charleston Southern, they can lose to anybody. What happened to the East Tennessee State Buccaneers? Only a 62-60 win over the Citadel.
Shit on this.
Yeah, we did. The Citadel on the road, weekend game, but it was on the road. Stumped me completely. I thought ETSU is kind of figuring something out here. Let me check the. So let's do the Big 12 in another pack like we did. I'll wait to the big one, and then we can bring them in. Florida was winning this game for about 36 minutes.
Yeah, please tell me about this game because I did not catch much of this.
They fell apart in the final 2 minutes. They couldn't hit free throws. And Tyrese Radford, our guy, game winner.
Well, hey, Crime pays.
Yeah, well, it didn't though, because everybody on the picks page locked this thing up, and they only win by 1 point. They were laying 2.5 against the Gators. So
they're not.
and
They're not playing good ball,
like
man. Yeah, you're right.
What?
I said
What'd you
they're
say?
not playing good ball. I said Texas A&M's not playing good basketball right now.
Yeah, that was originally going to be like. I was still going to take Aggies off of the Florida Gatorade dump spot against Kentucky. But yeah, like Texas A&M just has not lived up to the hype this season. Northwestern State 70, Texas A&M Corpus Christi or Commerce, 57. So 70-57 win for the Demons. Your guy Colby locked up Northwestern State. So shout out to Pick Dundee. And now it's time to bring on the Big 12 committee, calling all cards. Troy and Rush are back.
This will not be bracketology.
This is the big one. Can you guys explain to me why Kansas was catching points? Rush, I'll go with you because I think Troy actually was on the other side.
No, I can't. It's once in a while Vegas will give you a gift and try to make you overthink it, but no, it was the easiest. I'm going to say the second easiest pick of the day. I don't know why I felt better about the Texas TCU game, but hey, money's money.
Do we think that the books didn't realize it was February? Like they thought it was January 33rd or something like that? Because the system is Kansas in February, and I even faded my own system. I wish I would have known what Julio bet because I feel like he also bet Houston.
You did.
And I would have known to not do it. But like I said in the pre-show, I did bet Kansas money line and Houston -1.5. So I ended up $12 up, basically a 0-0. But yeah, I can't explain why. I mean, I would have thought that this would at least be a pick 'em. Giving points to Kansas at the Fog is dumb, just dumb. And I'm dumb for not taking them.
Mac, you're chuckling over here. Did you catch any of this one while in Morgantown?
I did a little bit. It never was a game.
No, they ran out. They were leading by 8 at the first TV timeout, and it never got closer.
It's almost like I've watched the shit for a fucking decade plus of my fucking life. It's what they do in that building. It's what they do. The guy, Bill Self, man, he's got less fucking losses in that building than conference championships in the best league in America. They don't lose there. So I can't believe the amount of people that were on Houston. It actually mind boggles me that people thought that Houston was actually going to go in the Fog and win. Never had a chance.
Hey, Ryan, can I bring on a special guest real quick?
You got Big Timber?
Quick. Yeah, Big Dick Nick.
Let's go.
Oh, is he awake?
Come here.
Big Dick Nick is awake.
Big Dick Nick is awakened. Big Timber.
Give this man a formal
Co-host of the
introduction.
Ryan and Rush show.
How's it
You
going?
guys know, hey,
That's
this
my
guy,
boy.
he is from Elkins, West Virginia. He is a born and raised blue and gold, Big Timber, a.k.a. Big Dick Nick, contributor for the Ryan and Rush show. Nick, Kansas, never in doubt, right?
No, they're going to win the whole time.
Any other analysis?
I thought there might be the typical Kansas BS with the whole 8-on-5 at the end when Houston's up 10 the entire game and that whole situation. Like West Virginia faced there a couple times, but no, they dominated from start to finish, and that was really the only surprise. But the Kansas W was really never in doubt, in my opinion.
All right, Big Timber. I appreciate you coming by.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Go, man.
Sharing the
Go
word.
check out at President Haynes, Big Timber, a.k.a. Big Dick Nick. He's a great ambassador. Good dude. Good person. And a loyal Mountaineer.
Fire Tomlin.
Oh God, he
Oh,
hates
hell
Tom.
yeah.
Here he goes with this fucking. He's a Steelers fan too. So, all right, man. Nick Hayes, co-host Ryan Rush Show. Noah, let's move along in the slate.
Thanks for having me on.
Never a
See you,
losing record. I'm just gonna say that
Don't
the
get
team
him
has been
going on that.
shit on paper. I'm stunned. I forget what I was gonna say. He left me speechless.
Oh, Rush is back. Here he is.
What's up, guys? I can't wait. One day we'll share the story off season why he's named Big Dick Nick. We ain't create the nickname.
Well, it's because his cock is huge.
Well, he does have a third leg, but it actually is
It's
a great
like
story.
a kickstand. You can kind of lean on it sometimes.
Oh man, it's great.
Mac, do I
Great.
get any extra kickback for predicting that this would be a Hunter Dickinson game?
No, dude.
28 and 4.
So, thank you for reeling it back in and bringing it back to the top, dude.
That was what I was going to mention.
Hats
And
off
then
to you, Noah. I had the
Thank you,
fog
thank you.
angle, but dude, you called Hunter Dickinson. I still think he's fucking soft, but great call by you. Yes, you do. You do get your flowers for your boy.
Thank you. And Kansas out rebounded the fuck out of Houston. They took Houston's game and they shoved it right back in their face.
So
this was 40 boards to 24.
So this happened every time when we played them back in the day when we were Press Virginia and we were Houston before Houston was Houston now, and we were the big bad bully on the block. And you could tell every time we played Kansas at that building, Bill Self would challenge his guys' manhood right before the game or leading up to the game, and whether it was the referees or Kansas was just meet the challenge, they would always be ready to go for hug, whether it was hugs. Now it's Kelvin Sampson. Houston's going to have a trouble ever winning in that building because Kansas in that building, man, they're unbeatable. Kelvin Sampson's now 0-8 in that building. Bob Huggins 0-12. That's two Hall of Famers combined 0-20 in that building against Bill Self. Think about that.
That's very impressive.
That's incredible.
Yeah, because
Like you have two
Sampson
Hall
was
of
in the league.
Famers.
Samson was in the league prior to being with Houston too.
Dude, it like you can't bet against him in that building. That's the bottom line. Don't overthink it. That's my bottom line with handicapping the Jayhawks at home. Death taxes, the fog.
Yeah, and a lot of spreadsheet nerds ate shit here. And that's just the basketball games played on the court. I mean, that's my takeaway.
Pay heed. Everybody enters the fog.
Yeah, we even said something on the Friday show that the analytics gave Houston like a 74.7% chance of winning this game. What a joke. Fucking losers on Excel. Get out of here.
Yeah.
Big Dick Bill Self. That's I mean,
Bill Selfish, baby. He hogs all the Big 12 championships. I think this might be a Vegas play here where Kansas kicks the shit out of Houston and then Houston wins the game in Houston against Kansas and everybody's Big 12 championship regular season bets just get refunded. Tie for first.
There you go.
Could possibly be the case. I would prefer they pay out the outright, even if that's a tie.
Me too, because I have both.
Yeah, good point. UCF wins by 11 at home over Oklahoma. Troy, your Sooners fall to the very Golden Knights here. This
Too
was
many
one that
titties.
I saw a Rush touting this one on Twitter, and I know that you're the Sooner fan here.
What
happened?
Well, my pick for this game was UCF's better. UCF's at home. You should be picking UCF, so I'm going to lay the points with Oklahoma. And the Costanza really Costanza'd me pretty hard on that one. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. It's a weekend game. I was, maybe saying that UCF is going to run out of bath salts and weed and other substances, but very clearly they did not. They got to be sneaking stuff in on the backside of those palm fronds, like little dime bags and stuff like that. They got to be somewhere in there because, again, There's nothing quite like when the camera pans through the UCF crowd and you just get to see the titties bouncing up and down. I mean, it just makes everybody happy.
Those tatas were bouncing and those pom-poms were shaking. That's the summary of this game. Fucking UCF's good in that building, man. If you're fucking horny, you want to watch a UCF game.
Everything's bouncing in the moon bounce.
Dude, that place is great. I'm telling you, if you're single, get down to that game. That place is rocking.
Even though it's on the Atlantic coast, it fit the Big 12 perfectly with all the great home atmospheres you guys got. Rush, how about you? I know this was a big W for you.
No, it wasn't. I picked Oklahoma in this game.
Oh,
I was on the UCF Islands.
Yeah.
Well, I locked up UCF with you on the show here too.
The UCF Peninsula.
I thought UCF, the clock strikes February. Kansas starts excelling. I thought this was going to be the UCF fall back, the reverse of it. And well, no, it didn't happen. They kicked OU's ass, and UCF is a force to be reckoned with in the Big 12. They might make it as the 11th. Hell, they might make it as the 10th team in the Big 12. They're really good, and they deserve their credit, especially at home. So, hey, good for the golden, very shiny Knights of UCF.
Shout out Johnny Dawkins.
That was win 300 for him.
Win 300. Kind of looked at in the beginning of the year as one of the teams that might have some issues joining the Big 12, but no, they've got big home wins. They really do. I mean, they would have to win a few surprising games, but there's a shot out there that they could be a tournament team. Again, a bit of a long shot, but there's a chance that they win a couple of games. Maybe they get 2 road games or something like that, unexpected. Might be able to slide in there. I would not, kind of like that Duke UCF game, I would not want to have to play a first-round matchup against UCF in the NCAA tournament.
What's UCF going to do when I'm calling them the very, very shiny Knights and I'm pushing for them to get an NCAA bid? Do they take my side or do they shit on me for calling them the Central Florida very golden shiny Knights, Noah?
So you're basically doing the Julio.
I don't know. My mind's broken on that. How they handle that.
Worlds colliding.
Yeah, it's like you saying that you like Disney and Universal Studios at the same time. And then everybody in Orlando is like, what do you mean? You can only pick one. You got to either go to City Walk or you got to drink around the world at Epcot. Those are your only options. And Mac's like, no, I got the pass where I can go to both in the same day.
Yeah. And maybe even the Teenage Mutant Ninja. Holy moly.
Ninja.
3:30 in the morning. Forgive me. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles against the Power Rangers. That whole thing too.
Yep.
Yeah, the palm fronds in the stands is such a good touch. I'm surprised that hasn't been highlighted more.
Yeah. So we just hit on the 2 4:00 Big 12 games here. There is a conglomerate of teams with 3 or 4 losses currently in the conference. I've got the Big 12 clan with me currently. The top of the standings currently look like Houston 6-3 in conference, Kansas 6-3, Iowa State 5-3, Baylor 5-3, Texas Tech 5-3, TCU 5-4, and BYU 4-4. Sorry, BYU 4-4. Who's your horse? Have you guys identified this on the Big 12 podcast?
What do you mean by horse? Just
it's the team that always wins the Big 12.
Who's the team that you guys would take over the rest if you had to take them right now on the 4th day of February?
To win the Big 12 or win March Madness?
Big 12. Houston, Kansas, Iowa State, Baylor, Texas Tech, TCU, BYU.
Which team beat Houston today and has the Big 12 tournament in Kansas City?
Big 12 regular season.
Okay. Yeah, it's still Kansas.
Which team, plays at the Fog?
Yeah, it's Kansas.
It's not a conversation?
No.
I think Oh, there's
Houston's
definitely a
good.
conversation. I think
Houston's
Houston
good.
could win.
Kansas went from being dead last week to now they're kind of.
I never said they were dead. Don't fucking
there was
put that on
plenty of
me.
people saying they were dead though.
Yeah, and I said, okay, come on, give me your action, and I'll bet any of you that they win the fucking league, and I'll bet any of you that they'll fucking beat Houston at the end of the year if the game is for the regular season title. Now, if Kansas already has it clinched, then Houston may get the game. But if the game's for all the marbles, Kansas will win again. They always do. They always fucking win this league.
Do you know what's funny about this conversation is we all agree Kansas is going to win it all, and we all might take Kansas State.
K-State's going to beat Kansas.
Yeah, that's what's funny about this. Yeah. But no, I did say this on the Big 12 podcast, is they're going to lose to Iowa State and then take off.
All right.
I just think that Houston is much more likely to lose a home game than Kansas is, and that could be the one game spread that determines the regular season champion. I do think Baylor has some juice, though. I know I'm a Baylor fan, and
I agree with everything Troy's saying right now. I like that point that he made about Houston and Kansas, and I also like his Baylor take here.
I mean, Baylor is like Scott Drew said, they're a couple of possessions away from being like the third or fifth ranked team in the nation. They are soft, but
they're talented as hell. They might be more talented than Kansas.
They're
just soft as shit.
Soft team, man.
It's the whole Keontae George angle, though. Like if Jacoby Walter can kind of turn anything around and play a little bit better in league play, Baylor could take off. But that's basically a coin flip. I've seen some really impressive games out of him, and I've seen some really fucking stupid freshman mistakes from him. So having it kind of ride on that guy makes it much more of a long shot. But, everybody's talking about Kansas not having a bench. Who cares? Play your best five guys and, get in fucking shape and running up and down the floor. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, that's my final question that I have for I'm going to specifically go to Mac for this one. It's an X's and O's question. Freshman Johnny Furphy is really coming on lately, last week and a half or so. Really is he now a piece in the starting five consistently throughout the next month?
He's the next hated fucking Christian Braun lookalike. They got one every fucking year. This white guy that comes in, it's like, this guy fucking looks so unathletic, and he just busts your ass 20-piece every single night. And I think Self kind of took some lumps in January, kind of getting some more reps for him, bringing him along because he knew he didn't have a good bench. So Furphy's really come along. I mean, he played well in Morgantown, but the rest of the team did not play well in Morgantown, and that's why they lost the game. But now he's another piece. You got Dickinson, obviously, your guy. You got McCullough. You got Harris. This is what Self does. This is what Bill Self does. It's never pretty. It's never pretty in January. And then all of a sudden in March, you look up and they're 32-6. It's every fucking year. It's the same shit with this team. So
in the beginning of the season, from November 6th to January 13th, Furphy played 15 games. Mm-hmm. He averaged 5 points, 5.7 points, 2.7 rebounds, and that was his production. The last 6 games, he's averaging 15.7 points, 7.5 rebounds, and 1.5 dimes. He's flipped the switch lately. And Kansas is they are.
It's what they do, man. It's what they do.
They're rolling right now for sure.
Go K-State Monday night.
And Furphy being the Aussie guy with the mullet, he's the basketball Cam Smith now.
Yes. Yeah, I like that.
You can't hate on him. I mean, even if you hate Kansas, you're watching this white guy with a mullet just bang 3-pointers. I mean, kind of fun. As much as I hate the Jayhawks, pretty cool to watch.
Slope side over the whole league, Sweet 16. I'll say 3 to 4 Sweet 16.
8.
5.
Mac, how many Final Four?
4.
Yeah, he had a 4. team.
Two.
Big
Well,
12
they
teams
not
before that.
Houston wasn't in the league yet.
Two.
I don't know if they have that many sweet Final Fours though. I don't know. TBD. I gotta see the
One.
draws. It may be one. It may be Houston.
Because as much as I talk about Baylor having juice for the regular season, I definitely see Baylor as a second round exit in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, they're soft.
They're just too dependent on the 3-ball, and they go hot and cold way too much.
Yeah, we've got 2 more Big 12 games. Let's talk about them right now.
We don't have to.
Yeah, we can skip the last 2, Noah.
No, I think we should talk about them right now.
All right, let it rip. Here we
This
go.
is Chad G's favorite segment.
Just got to rip
Yeah.
the Band-Aid off. BYU beats West Virginia by 13 on the road, and Baylor avoids a buzzer-beating loss to Iowa State. I'll go with, so we'll start with Rush, West Virginia game. Then we'll go to Troy Baylor game. Then we'll finish up with Mac. He can touch on whatever is left from the scraps of the 2 plates.
I can talk about
Rush.
the Baylor Iowa State game. I'm just kidding. All right, the family Civil War game. Let's hear it, Noah. You want me? Okay. Sorry, I thought you had a question dialed up for me.
Rush is feeling good.
No, I'm gonna let you set the stage, and then if there's something else that's
the stage is I was born in Provo, Utah, and I live in Morgantown, West Virginia now.
My intro.
It is. I'm one of
chapter
4.
1.
I'm one of 4 bishops to go to West Virginia University, while 3 of 4 of them went to Brigham Young University. But I digress. Tonight, a game which West Virginia had their opportunities, whether it was to stay in the game and get back in the game. A lot of people talk about in the second half that the ball going out of bounds, 2 seconds left on the shot clock. BYU fading away, hitting the brick off the backboard and it going in, and that being the dagger. Yeah, that might have been the dagger. But my real issue in the game was, we talked about it on the Ryan and Rush show, was that last 2.5 minutes in the first half, and maybe the first 1 or 2 to start the second half, is if you start getting lackadaisical against this BYU team, they will just pop off a couple threes right before you. Next thing you know, you go from it being up, tied, a 1-possession game to shit, we're down 9. And this BYU team, they're solid, and they were out without Khalifa tonight. And they still they came to play, and shout out to them winning a game on the road. They don't do as well not being in Provo, but they showed it tonight that they could get one on the road. They're actually staying in Morgantown tonight, but I digress. For this West Virginia team, they had opportunities there. They got it within 6. Unfortunately, one of our guards committed an offensive foul and gave up momentum right away. And then, I talked about the scene there where they bricked it off the backboard and got it in there. I thought we had an opportunity to cover there, and then it kind of just gave up, fell apart at the end there. Hats off to BYU. Like I said, if you're going to lose a game, you might as well lose it to your childhood team, the team your family supports, and not Kansas or Texas at home. So there's always that. But this one hurts. It stings a bit. I felt good about this game. I really thought West Virginia was going to win it, but they weren't there. Fell asleep at the times they couldn't fall asleep, and therefore they lost.
So I'm going to give Mac the Jimmy's and Joe's question. I'm going to ask you about the college experience question. So it's well chronicled. This is the maybe BYU to UCF, but BYU to West Virginia is one of the farthest trips in the Big 12. How present were the Mormons in Morgantown here tonight?
Well, the Mormons travel well because the BYU is a national brand. So
I know. I'm asking Rush because I know he's the split, the dual.
Oh, I thought
agent.
you said Ryan. Yeah, no, Rush.
No, I'm giving you the Jimmy's and Joe's question. Asking Rush, kind of like, did West Virginia defend home court on the college experience side of things tonight?
Oh,
no,
yeah.
No. The place was ready to go.
Yeah, I thought there'd actually be more BYU fans there.
Yeah.
I was actually a little surprised. This was the biggest home crowd this year for West Virginia.
Yeah.
There was no like West Virginia fans didn't show up. BYU fans were their advantage. No, from the and the fans were in it basically till the very end, even when we were down a good bit towards the end where it started to look like, we probably aren't going to win this game. We were there. It just, we couldn't live up to the moment. It's simple as that.
Okay.
We didn't play.
Troy,
Dude, we played like shit, man. It is what it is. BYU top 25 team outplayed us. Troy Baylor game. I know you got a lot to say about this.
Please,
too,
Troy Baylor game, please.
All right. If you thought the WU guys were talking a lot about their WU game, this Baylor game was one of the most wild and completely unnecessary number one bullshit game of the day. You technical up a coach for being one step out of the coach's box on a day where Shaka Smart was 3 fucking steps out onto the floor running into a fucking player. Unreal. And because I shout out Julio, I did alt line Baylor at 7.5 as well, which did not hit, but 100% should have fucking hit. I'm gonna find
20.
Oh, I'm gonna find fucking comb over just for men, touch of gray, fucking black haired referee and like hit his kneecaps or something. That was I haven't seen such a possibly great basketball game with the chance of an awesome ending. And it still ended up being pretty cool. Kind of wish Momcilovic made that shot early enough, but I just can't. When a team gets into the fucking 1-1 with more than 13 minutes left in the second half, and women's college basketball is 4 quarters, it's time to make the switch. It is 100% time to go to quarters and stop making fucking games free throw shoot-offs, or at least make the 1-1 at 9 fouls instead of 7 fouls or something like that. Because a team getting a chance to just shoot free throws and the fact that the second half of the basketball game goes 45 minutes longer than it needed to go, it's just dumb. It kills the flow of the game. You don't really find out which team is actually better because I don't think Iowa State really played that poorly. I think Baylor came out of the gates and was playing awesome basketball. And for about 30 minutes of the game, it was probably their best basketball game of the whole year. And then everything just stopped up, whistles. And again, I'm not saying that everything was against Baylor foul call wise. It was just so many ticky-tack fouls that there was no flow. You couldn't even get a feel for the game in the last 7 to 10 minutes. It was just bullshit. We got to get rid of reviews. We got to put a time clock on reviews, or maybe do it like the tennis reviews where everything is digital and we're going to review who the ball went out of bounds on. Okay. Look up at the big screen. You show the slow motion ball and it's like, oh, it redirected out of bounds off the guy's leg. No big deal. Let's move on. But sitting there with, 2 seconds left in the game and a team like Iowa State has no timeouts and they get a fucking minute and a half while the referees are trying to figure out that, 0.4 seconds went off the clock. That's ruining basketball. But, all things said, I can't believe Baylor snuck out with the win. Almost got to be happy with it, even though they don't cover the 2.5 because they go like 2 of 8 from the free throw line down the stretch, like fucking losers. Oh, they were Julioing from the free throw line.
Yeah, they blew the cover at the free throw line, and also just the ticky-tack technical fouls caused the 20-0 point run in this game. Just madness. My question to you, I guess, Troy, is you said that you're in agreement with me in saying that Baylor's not receiving as much love right now as a couple of other teams in the Big 12. What do you think the perception is? I mean, Rush and Mac were kind of saying soft and talking over each other a little bit. What's the weakness of this Baylor team coming from a Bears fan?
Well, from all of the teams that they've had recently that have been really, really good basketball teams, the way that they rotate and contest shots on defense has always been, if not the best team in the nation, at least a top 3 or 5 defensive rotating team. And they're just missing that now. There's a few games where you've seen Ray J. Dennis kind of take over the control of the game, not necessarily all the shots. There are a few games where he takes shots late in games and they work out well, but they really need another guard to step up. And if Jacoby Walter is going to make freshman mistakes, what we've seen from Langston Love the last 2 or 3 games, you might have to start giving that guy some of Jacoby's minutes. But I don't know. They just, when they do contest on defense, they don't rebound. When they rebound, they don't contest on defense. So it's kind of like one side of the coin, the other side of the coin. They can't really do both. And I think they're a little too worried about running the same fucking guard weave over and over and over on offense instead of, getting out and playing defense. In a game like today where they're calling ticky-tack fouls, that makes it even harder when you're not in good defensive position. They just seem like, I don't know. Maybe this is like a confidence building win after your coach gets thrown out. You go on a 20-point run for the other team. You still find a way to hang on a ball that was in the guy's hands on a banked in long range 3-pointer that would have won the game. Maybe this kind of fires Baylor up a little bit. And that would be kind of the only angle that I would think if they're going to take a step forward. But if not, if they play like they have for the last 2.5 weeks, they're not a regular season candidate. If they take about a half a step forward, they're immediately in that regular season championship, at least discussion. So I don't know. The defensive intensity just has to be significantly better for a Scott Drew team.
Mac, you just got back. I had one Jimmy's and Joe's question for you when it comes to West Virginia here.
I had headphones in, so I heard everything.
Okay.
Yep.
The question here is, this is game 2, roster kind of fully intact.
Yeah.
And 13-point loss to BYU, who had been stumbling a little bit in conference as well. They had been showing signs of vulnerableness in the Big 12. And also, Raekwon was not – the last 4 games of Raekwon Battle has not been what Raekwon Battle was advertised to be, what he came on originally, first 5 games, filling up the stat sheet. You're kind of, I don't know, let the people in on, full roster, what's going on here.
Yeah. I think he's adjusting to going from the Big Sky to Big 12 of top of the sky report. I mean, you got the best coaches and the best teams in America, and you got the target on your back, and you can't just go through the motions and think you're going to go out there and get fucking 20. So he's got to be a lot better. He's been dog shit lately. I'll call a fucking spade a spade. I mean, he has not been good enough. This team was not good enough tonight. But I think that they are playing better. They're finding themselves a little bit. It is only game number 2 as a group. And they'll be all right. And I know a lot of people in the chat fucking shit on our West Virginia pick. But, they're the same crowd that, laid the money line with, Cincinnati minus 200, L, minus 400 with Kansas at the Coliseum, L, minus 300 with Texas at the Coliseum, L. So, I mean, you got it tonight. Congrats on your, minus 250 money line hit for, or if you laid the points, if you had enough stones to do that. Congrats on your pick, but we'll be back. We're not done yet. But we got to get a lot better. We fucking suck tonight.
They need to get Raekwon in practice with college golf legend J.R. Smith, because when Raekwon misses like his first 3-pointer of the game, it's a bad game, and when he makes his first 3-pointer of the game, he's going off. There's got to be something in between where you miss the first couple of shots. Maybe you fucking drive to the basket and watch 2 free throws go through the hoop and then start shooting more. But he's got to get I would rather go 0 for 30 than 0 for 9 like Dion Waiters, because if you go 0 for 9, you stop shooting. That's the problem with Raekwon. If he's a little cold, he gets a little scared to put the ball up.
Any final statements?
No
Rush?
excuses over here, dumbass. I don't know what this guy's fucking talking about. JV over there. He's the same dumbass that fucking took Kansas, Texas, and fucking Cincinnati against him. How'd that work out, idiot?
My only final words are we're talented. We have a lot of individuals that are very talented. Do we have a team that's talented? And they have to ask themselves that.
Yeah, a lot of games left.
You
Yep.
know who
All
could
right,
solve
guys.
this problem? Bob Huggins.
There, I talked to him for 10 minutes tonight.
He was there.
Conversation.
Mason ran into him. He's like, "Oh, what's up, coach?"
Yeah. Yep.
I
Doing
appreciate you
good.
guys recapping some of the Big 12 games. Give Mac and I probably 40 minutes to run through the rest of the games from this loaded Saturday slate. Troy, you already confirmed that you're picking games for tomorrow. We're happy to have you, as well as Rush. You're more than welcome to stay and pick some games. But
Well, according to the
we're-
chat, hopefully I don't fall asleep. But the good news is Mac's in my studio upstairs, so I have a feeling I'll be awake. So see everyone in 40 minutes.
all right, sounds good.
All right, guys.
And while we get situated here for part two, we're going to make part two just the picks. But I'm gonna read you that the college basketball experience is brought to you by Cut. Cut is a peer-to-peer social betting platform that's U.S. based and available in 40 states. P2P social betting is a new and better way to bet. Bet directly against your friends or other users on sports, politics, pop culture, and other events with verifiable outcomes. Plus, tons of fun social features that give it the feel of a real betting social network. Cut offers lower VIG and fully customizable odds, so you can create your own bets. Cut handles the payment side of things, so you never have to chase anyone down for the money. And social features include group chats, betting leaderboards, head-to-head histories, user profiles, fan groups, and more. You can get cash back every single time you bet against your friends or other users. Cut also allows you to list any kind of bet, perfect for getting action in on those fun, exotic Super Bowl prop bets. Cut is the peer-to-peer social betting platform that is U.S.-based and available in 40 states. Head over to cut.com, that's KUTT.com, and use promo code SGPN for a 10% deposit bonus. We're also brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets. Win bigger by betting smarter with the NFL this season with Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting analytics platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Research every NFL, NBA, and soccer bet with historical stats and data. Enter any parlay idea into the Hall of Fame Bets revolutionary parlay optimizer tool to get hit rates broken down by leg, as well as an expected probability for the entire parlay. Sort all players' hit rate by any bet to learn which players are hot and which picks have value. Stop betting in the dark and join over 30,000 users researching with Hall of Fame Bets to craft more intelligent, data-driven parlays. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit hofbets.com and use promo code SGPN to get 50% off your first month today. Start researching, start winning with Hall of Fame Bets. All right, Mac. We are still in the middle of the 4:00 slate. The next game was NC Central absolutely murdered Coppin State. We both took the Eagles here, 77-46 victory there. American 75, Bucknell 66. I was on the Bison. You were on the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
Morgan State 72, South Carolina State 70. Eric Martin falls just short, favored by 4.5 here. We were both on the Bulldogs in this one. Idaho State 81, Northern Arizona 79. The entire picks page was fooled on this one. We all had the Lumberjacks here against the Bengals. Norfolk State 65, Delaware State 64. Delaware State almost pulls off what was nearly a double-digit point spread upset here against the Spartans on the road. Hampton pulled off a big-time upset against Howard, 63-61 against the Bison. The Pirates jump up and surprise one of the MEAC's best. Mac, I just ran through a couple of small, low-major games here that I doubt many people in the chat
I know.
caught. Did any of these scores jump out to you?
No.
Your thoughts?
Not really. I mean, this is the problem, man, with the Saturday slates. Is
Yeah.
I can't offer expertise on any of these games. I'll go back and dive through the box scores, but I'm not going to get eyes on these games, unfortunately. And I like watching games. I like watching the flow, the coaching. You can't watch it when there's 160 games on, man.
Yeah, I agree with you. I didn't watch any of the games either.
Sucks.
It does. And what else sucks is Michigan's continued second half collapses. I said too many people in the chat last night liked the Wolverines. You even locked up Michigan. They were winning by 9 at halftime, and they lose by 10 outright. So Rutgers wins the second half by 19 fucking points.
I know. I thought I was feeling good. I was score watching. I go, dude, I feel like a sharp. I've locked up Michigan, and then I go, wait, what's my 10?
Dude, the frustrating part about this is they tease you. They compete. They lead at halftime, and they have for a couple of these games. 9 of their last 12 games, they've had leads at halftime. They're 2-10 in those 12 games. We move on from that shit show to another. North Carolina A&T loses by 4 to Elon.
Unreal.
You thought that smelled.
It smelled.
It's
going to lock Elon.
Yeah, you did take the Phoenix.
Yep.
And then what the
Phoenix
fuck happened at Utah Valley? Somebody in the YouTube chat hates our guts because we labeled Utah Valley as one of our favorite picks of the day. This was like your mid-major. Is it a disgrace to call them a Kansas spot? Let's go with they were a home wagon.
Yeah.
Going up against the conference's best. This was Sela. So if you're gonna pat us on the back for the Sela call, the money line call against McNeese State, which came through, let's talk about that one here right now because that happened. So you know what? We lose the Grand Canyon, but we also won against one of the best mid-majors in the country.
That had won, McNeese. 15 in a row?
Nation's longest winning streak.
Yeah. And
we picked it on the money line. So it is what it
is. All day, baby.
The variance is nuts. Chattanooga loses by 22 points to Stanford. This was a lock battle between you and NC Nick. He was on the Bulldogs here. North Dakota wins the battle of the North Dakotas, 60-58. The Bison get the cover though. You locked up the Fighting Hawks here. You also locked up Chattanooga. Any did you game watch or box score watch?
No, score watch. This was disappointing that the Hawks couldn't get this over the finish line.
Shout out to the Screaming Eagles of Southern Indiana. They win outright on the road they don't win outright. I read that wrong.
They covered though.
By
the hook.
They covered by the hook. I thought they won, or I read it as they won. USI gets the cover though. Shout out to you. You locked up the Screaming Eagles at the Tigers there. Little Cock dominates Eastern Illinois in a revenge angle spot there, 71-47. We were split on the show last night. I took Little Cock. Then we get to that Sela McNeese game that we just talked about. That was a double lock. We both took them on the money line last night. Shout out to you for picking the Texas A&M Corpus Christi Islanders game correct. I was trying to ride the hot hand with Lamar. Lamar's better at home, is my takeaway. Stetson on the road beats Central Arkansas by 11. Colby locked up the Hatters there. Shout out to Pick Dundee. He also locked up Western Illinois, who won by 21 at SEMO. He faded his SEMO money in a lock battle against you. Any of those games catch any of your attention?
Yeah, SEMO's god awful. My God, what a joke. This is a great spot for them. They're terrible, but yeah, move along.
Colby also came through with an Eastern Kentucky lock over Kennesaw State as the Colonels won 86-76 over the Owls. Tarleton State won 75-64 against Stephen F. Austin. They sweep the season series against the Lumberjacks. Mac, Any thoughts on SFA this season?
Glad I didn't bet them. Big time disappointment. I mean,
Yeah,
they haven't covered in like 6 games.
and they didn't beat him without Gillespie.
I know.
So
Unreal.
Lipscomb only beats Jacksonville by 2, 84-82 victory for the Bison. The Dolphins cover there. Shocker, Colby was on the Dolphins. He was also on Holy what?
They're terrible.
He was also on Holy Cross, who beat Loyola Maryland 70-67. I thought this line smelled. It was a close game. Just the right team won by what I thought should have been the spread. That was the whole handicap there. Smash spot for Utah as NC Nick, Mac, and I triple locked this thing on the picks page. They didn't pull away like I thought they would, but they handled Colorado. The Buffalo struggles continue on the road. So Central Michigan's for real, eh? 77-76 victory at Bowling Green.
I guess. I mean, the chips keep on chipping, man. I can't figure this team out. I don't think they're very good, but they keep winning ball games.
Dude, I can't figure them out either. They've been really up and down. It's been a very fun roller coaster ride to be wrong on almost every other game with. This was a log battle between you and I. The Mavericks of UT Arlington smashed Utah Tech here, 87-66. Shout out to you. Did you catch any of this?
No, I was at our game.
Battle.
Yeah. But, hey, my Mavericks are rolling, man.
I think you're 4-0 on lock battles against me so far through the 5 o'clock slate.
Well, nobody's counting.
I am. New Hampshire. This is game ball worthy. 89-73 win for the New Hampshire Wildcats at UMass Bowl.
Big time. Good
NC Nick locked up bowl. Tough look.
Yeah, I know.
From when I said last night, Lowell's a borderline system team.
I know. Well, sometimes you just got to stay away from the system on a Saturday, 150 game slate.
Incarnate Word 82, New Orleans 80. We both were on the privateers there. They lose the game outright. They were only laying 4.5. I told you this one fucking stank too. And you picked it with me. So kudos to you. Alabama A&M -3 comes through. They win by 12 against Florida A&M after, kind of been hot lately. Texas State 60, Southern Miss 55. You were on the Bobcats. I was on the Golden Eagles. The question is, did our buddy play?
No, I don't think he's playing again this year, man.
You think he's out for the year? Does he have an injury? What's the
No.
reason?
He's cuckoo. I mean, he's out. He's out. He's in la la land. That's where he's out. That's his injury description.
That's hilarious. Have you ever dealt with, so as a coach, I mean, I doubt it with Hugs. Have you ever dealt with a case like this before? You don't have to out who it was.
But they usually didn't last. They usually fizzled their way out. Honestly, it wasn't even
the situation figured itself out many
times. But here's the whole thing too. Like when you run a good program like Hugs did and all these other really good Hall of Fame coaches, those guys don't have to be the bad guy. The culture fizzles out the phoniness and the cowards. That's the reality. Is when you set your culture and everybody expects you to do right day in and day out and in a winning fucking structure. The cowards that just want to do their own thing, they usually peter their way out and they cancel themselves out. So it never really was Hugs saying get out of here or Frank saying get out. It was no, they knew when the time was up.
Austin P 95 over North Florida 91. The line was telling you what was going to happen here after Austin P was blown up by like 25 in their last game.
I know.
I'm back on the Maryland fade train. This was the spot of all spots against Michigan State
here, man.
And I didn't catch any of this, unfortunately. Sparty wins 63-54 over the Terps. I have been wrong.
I like this spot. I was with you,
man. It was an amazing spot.
Yeah.
This is like 4 games in a row that I've been wrong on Maryland. I have no idea what this Terps team is.
I feel like I take Maryland every game, so I'm going to keep taking him.
NC State beats Georgia Tech after their Tar Heels victory, but the Yellow Jackets were competing in this one. 6-point loss in Raleigh. They get to cover. We were both on the Wolfpack last night, and this was a fun one. Everybody figured out who Robbie Avila was tonight. Indiana State covers the line, 75-67. Mac locked up -5 on the show. Colby got a lock in on the picks page as well.
Gave it out on VEASAN.
Okay. Did you do VEASAN from Morgantown tonight?
I did VEASAN from the fucking parking lot. You know, that's
awesome.
Me, man. I got there. I said, I got to do this VEASAN segment. Those guys are great. So go check out VEASAN. And I gave out Indiana State. I gave out Tennessee. And I was on Duke. We'll talk about Duke here in a minute. But it was fun.
Go ahead.
It was fun doing I don't know if I've ever done a segment from the parking lot. I did a segment in the parking lot in a place where I grew up. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. So fun though, man. Love those guys at VEASAN, and always happy to go on there.
Yeah. Avila had 20 points, 11 boards, and 4 assists. Just a nuts line. You want to know what's even more nuts?
Good, man. Dude, they can go to the Final Four. Like,
this is what's going to hold them back, though. You want to know what's even more nuts? Over under 14.5 bench minutes in this game.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. And also, and we're going to talk about this when we get a month from now. I know we've been talking bracketology, but they're going to be the sexiest fucking sleeper team, and I hate it, man. I really want to back them, but everybody in America is going to be on them. That's the only thing that I hate is from us, like, we watch the season all season long. The team that's a sexy Cinderella pick never pans out. Never.
Charleston last year.
Yes, never. So maybe, Detroit or Siena will just go to the Final Four.
Shut up. Dude, who was the 9, 10, or 11 win team that almost won the conference championship last year? Was it Delaware State? Why are they coming to mind?
Yeah. Well, Detroit.
There was somebody who was absolutely
in the playing game this year when they run the Horizon, but
yeah, even if they run the Horizon, they won't escape the playing game. With the hole that they've built.
They'll beat Purdue, and Noah Bieniek may jump off a cliff.
Dude, he deserves to get fired if he loses to another 16 seed. UC Davis wins 59-52 over Cal Poly. Cal Poly covers.
Yeah.
I was on Davis last night on the show. You must have had a fat finger and didn't put in the pick on the game.
No. I like to lock it, but I stayed away. Discipline. That's what we're preaching here at 4:30 in the morning.
Hofstra, 59,056.
Push.
The Pride cover 2.5 line that both Kobe and NC Nick found. I was on 1,000 plus 3.5. I didn't pick that in the morning, so I got that at some time last night.
And I bet Hofstra -3, so I pushed.
Did you watch any of it? Did you catch any of that?
No.
Nice rivalry game there.
No, I was in the Coliseum. That's why I played them.
I said last night that those two teams remind me a lot of each other, and that was a very even game. Auburn blew the doors off of Ole Miss at home. No longer are the Rebs undefeated at the Pavilion. That was fun while it lasted, right?
No doubt.
Shout out to you for locking up the Tigers. I didn't have enough balls to do it, but I picked them on the SGP show.
They got more dudes than fucking Ole Miss. Like I watched those two teams. Like their talent is so much better than Ole Miss.
I was so wrong on this team in the preseason,
dude. You know what? Chris Beard and Patino are the same. They have done a great job in year number 1 of finding a way to manipulate.
I think Beard has a tournament team right now, though.
Who's that?
I think Beard has a tournament team right now, though. I think they're on the right side of the bubble, and Patino's on the wrong.
Yeah, Beard's manipulated the schedule, though.
Well, he always does. He never schedules tough.
And Beard and Patino for me is the same because it's like the toughness. They've done a good job of putting themselves in position where they can get their team playing the best ball coming down the stretch. They might play each other in an 8-9 game or something. That'd be a great game. 8-9 Ole Miss St. John's. Great game.
That could totally happen. I could totally see a 7-10 game too.
Yes. Yeah. Give me St. John's, Ole Miss all day. I love that.
Who would you take right now if that happened?
I got to go Ole Miss.
I would honestly take Ole Miss too, just because they were my sleeper team.
Yeah. And probably just to fuck with Colby. I'm not gonna lie. The second best team in the Big East. Come on, Colby.
No, he had him winning. I thought he had him winning the regular season.
Well, that was in the preseason. Last week you said second best.
Okay, yeah, second best. Yeah, behind UConn.
Yeah.
Lafayette, they figured some shit out because they beat Army today, 64-56 in West Point. Shout out to you, squeak with Notre Dame.
Hey, baby.
Holy moly! You had them at 10.5. They lose by 10. Pitt wins 70-60.
Is this why you put them on the bubble watch? Is because they beat Notre Dame? Is this what happened?
No.
Yeah. They're honestly, Pitt. If you want an unbiased take, I hate Pitt.
Please
eat shit, Pitt.
That's
Pitt's a solid NIT team this year. I mean, don't you agree?
I don't know. The team has when they're hitting their threes, they can beat almost anybody.
Exactly.
But that's like
team.
The volatility there is just they're not consistent.
Honestly, they could win the NIT. Like if they get hot.
No, they can't do it for 4 games in a row. Is it 4 or 6?
Yeah. What am I saying? Suggesting that they could win 6 games in a row. They're cowards. So NIT 1 and done. Eat shit, Pitt.
Yeah, they can't win 4 games in a row or 6. Even if it's 6, they can't win 4 games in a row.
But they're your typical NIT team. They're so up and down. Go ahead.
So the calendar flips from January to February, and all of a sudden we found the 2023 Florida Atlantic Owls here. All of a sudden they come out to play. You did lock it. They went 102-70, and they were laying 17. That was very bold.
I looked more into it this morning because I always like to add 5 or 6, and I'm like, dude, FAU is not covered in a month. It's a new month. They've been here, done that. Maybe they get things going now, and they did.
Yeah. We lost. Both you and I double locked this on the show last night. We lost a double lock battle to the dance. We need the vow to never let this happen again because North Texas lost on their home floor outright as 5.5-point favorites to South Florida, who is the real deal. The Bulls are really good.
Yeah, man. I liked our handicaps here too.
Yeah.
I felt really good.
They were off a home loss to UAB.
Yes,
who has had really good history against them.
Dude, South Florida's fucking. They're fucking me up. South Florida and South Carolina have fucking killed me over the last 3 weeks. Those two
Over-
teams cover every game, and I keep fading them.
Over under 1.5 seasons for Abdur Rahim at South Florida.
He's going to be at DePaul next year.
Would he be able to win at DePaul?
It's a hard league. I mean,
the league's hard. I was thinking more job because like the Kennesaw State job was
who's the punching bag? It used to be St. John's. Now you got Patino. It used to be like there's who are you going to beat up on? There's no automatic wins.
Yeah, the last half decade it's been Butler too. But
they got Ed Cooley. You know they're going to be better
Georgetown.
next year.
There's a lot of very good coaches in the Big East.
Dude,
the coaching in the Big East is nuts. The coaching and the talent in the Big 12 is out of this world.
Oh, the courts. It's stupid.
Did you watch any of Tobacco Road today?
Not as much as I wanted, man. I wish I had honestly not been at the West Virginia game. Great win, Carolina.
Are you saying that just because the hindsight?
No, but I didn't get to see as much as the Fog, the Dean Dome. I saw Rupp at the end. I had a party I had to go to afterwards for our longtime radio host here. That was his last game called. So, yeah, man, dude. I thought Duke was going to be able to hang in there. Carolina was ready, man. Good win, Carolina, all you Carolina fans. Fuck you guys. Who you got next? I'm going to fade you guys. You guys are way too confident right now. I was on Georgia Tech earlier in the week.
I got the lock battle W against you here. Colby and I locked up the Tar Heels. You and NC Nick locked up Duke.
I know it.
I think it speaks for itself that Terrell was probably on North Carolina here. And everybody that ripped on me last Sunday night's episode when I said that North Carolina would win against Duke by double digits, you can suck my dick because this should have been a double-digit victory. Duke was fouling down 14 with 2 minutes to go.
Now you're talking Noah Bieniek. Now you're talking.
Shout out to NC Nick. Like NC Nick was trying to anti-jinx the double-digit point loss too. He's like, okay, at this point, all I need is just not to lose the double digits to Noah Bieniek.
I'm gonna be on fucking Duke in their fucking rematch,
and they win by 9. By 9. This was never close either. I think they led. The stat was they led for 39 minutes of this game.
Yeah.
North Carolina is an interesting team because I think they have pieces. I think they have some really good pieces. You have a dominant center on the glass in Baycott, and who's a solid rim protector. Ingram's doing his best. I think NC Nick even tweeted this out. Ingram's doing his best impression of the 4 from 2 years ago that I'm forgetting his name.
Brady
Manick.
You forget Manick, baby. That was their MVP of that Final Four team.
I don't know. And RJ Davis is like a superstar. The problem I think I'm going to have with this North Carolina team is they're small in the backcourt.
Yeah.
So
I think don't think they're.
If you get a physical team against them, like Duke's not that team that's going to play physical against them. But I think that's how you beat North Carolina.
You're going to call me a hater. Everybody's going to call me a hater. I also think both teams are beating up on a bad league. I think both are good teams, but I do not think both are Final Four good.
You're going to call me crazy, but I think the floor is better than it was last year. Like Louisville is actually winning games. Florida State's winning games. Notre Dame has looked better than we thought they were going to. Georgia Tech beat both of these teams.
But there's no team like Miami to contend with them. I mean, there's nobody.
No, there's not a contender, but these two teams will push each other. They'll come right down to the end of the season. There'll be a one game lead for one of the two, and
to me,
and Cameron Indoor for the conference.
Well, I
title.
agree with that. One of them is out in the round of 32. The other one's out in the Sweet 16 for me.
If we were picking today, I would need to know the draw. But from what North Carolina's done, they haven't shown me. Like, I was doubting them the last month, just saying like they hadn't played anybody. I mean,
And
this win against Duke was pretty damn good. It was impressive.
I don't trust Hubert either, man. Like,
they've passed my eye test.
I know he's been to a title game, but
this Tar Heels team has passed my eye test. That's all I gotta say.
If they're going to be this overvalued come March, I'm fading the fuck out of them.
So
they can call me a hater on all the Carolinas, North Carolina, South Carolina. I'm fucking fading the hell out of North Carolina and South Carolina.
So this team loses to a team like they lost to UConn earlier in the year, and you look at UConn and they've got scrappy, lengthy guards. I think that's how you beat Carolina this year. Texas Southern wins against Prairie View 80-69.
Good transition there, by the way, my friend. He just went from Tobacco Road to, hey, Texas Southern got by Prairie View. So
yeah,
you're
that's what you
becoming
get
a
from
pro
TC.
over there, man.
That's what you get from the college experience. Stony Brook beats Northeastern 59-55. The entire picks page was on the Seawolves here. You were on UNC Wilmington against Campbell. Did you flip this pick?
Did I bet this? I did not.
No,
bet
you didn't. You didn't bet it. But
okay.
I thought we both picked this last night for Campbell because UNC Wilmington coming off the Charleston win. Did you flip in the morning or something?
Maybe I did on accident. This is a problem.
What?
This is a problem with Tally Site with the 150 games.
Yeah. Colby locked up the Camels. So shout out to him for an easy dub. They threatened to win this game. They only lost by 3, 77-74. I locked up the Tritons of UC San Diego, and all of a sudden the Long Beach State Dirtbags come out to play. I'm happy. That's one of my teams out in the Big West. I lost money here, but I'm happy that Dirtbags came through. 85-76 outright victory as a 1.5-point dog. Portland State's, beat Sac State 58-51. We both were on the Hornets last night. The Long Island fucking Sharks.
Oh, fuck that.
They win me a lock battle.
St. Francis, you fucking pussy fucking bitches.
Colby and I got a lock battle through on Mac here against the Red Flash. Rod Strickland and the boys. It's a terrible fucking Northeastern accent.
Fuck the Long Island Sharks. I hate this fucking team. They suck ass.
I didn't watch the score at all. Didn't spend a second of my time looking at this game. San Diego 70, Santa Clara 59. Huge upset in the West Coast Conference. The Toreros were a 14-point dog here, and they win it outright on the road against the Broncos. Any thoughts on that? Personally,
no.
I'm stumped. High Point, 10-point victory against Presbyterian. This one was just too high.
Yeah.
And this was Presbyterian all across the board. Just too many points. We all established that High Point is a very good team this year, but that was just too many they were offering us. Arkansas Pine Bluff beats Mississippi Valley State 83-77. The Delta Devils covered. You on the picks page took the Delta Devils. I think on the show last night you didn't.
Well,
You're like, I can't back this team anymore. They give up. They're quitters.
it's easy to see a tide turn.
Okay. Cornell
when you're 3 hours into a show and you got to pick the Delta Devils, sometimes you say some shit, and it's easy to see a tide turn. So
it's nuts, dude. We're gonna finish this show at 5:30 in the morning. Cornell wins on the road at Harvard 89-76. How about this for the wildest score of the night? 216 points in regular time. UMBC wins 114-102 against Albany. How about that for an NBA game, huh?
Yeah, I mean, buried on the slate, like you said. I mean, 216 points. What the fuck? Unbelievable.
I would love
Unreal.
to know what that pregame total was set at. I surrender with this. You are the Trojan knower. I don't know what's going on with USC. Did you see the final score of this?
No, I did not. Did they blow out Oregon State?
They kicked the shit out of the Beavers.
I should have bet them. I hate those fucking
They won by 28.
I knew it. I knew that was
82-54.
Yeah, I should have bet that. I said this is a spot. Old Bronny.
You did bet this. Wake Forest blew out Syracuse 99-70.
Oh, Syracuse is awful.
They can't
Away
play
from
on the
home.
road.
They're good
Yes.
at home. They're
They
good at
can't
home.
play on the road.
They can't.
I don't
play
know
on
what
the
it
road.
is.
Yeah, aka
'Cause
an IT team.
The Carrier Dome is not like one of the best home environments in the ACC, in my opinion.
But
It's not one of those
different. It's
that jumps out to me like, hey, this team should always win at home.
But it's fucked up enough where they win there because it's unique, you know?
Yeah, it's hilarious watching the games. Colby and you double locked Wyoming. They lose by 14 to UNLV.
Fucking pussies.
The Rebels cover that number.
Yeah.
It was 9.5 when we picked it on the show last night. I was on the Rebs. Oral Roberts, 82, Denver, 76. This was an easy handicap. Denver's another one of those teams. Fade on the road.
Yeah.
Back them at home. You locked up Cal Baptist, and they lose by 1 at home to Seattle. They were laying 2.5.
Blew this game.
Did you pay attention to this?
Yeah, no, I was score watching. They were up early and they fucking collapsed late. Damn you, you fucking Baptists.
I did not look at this at all. How about this for one of the results of the night? Louisville wins outright against Leonard Hamilton and the Florida State Seminoles, 101-92.
Check the Picks page.
Mac, on your coming into the 2023 season, was Kenny Payne defeating Leonard Hamilton on your checklist?
No, but if you had told me it would not have shocked me.
Yeah, I mean,
Dude,
Florida State was a
Leonard,
bottom tier.
I love
ACC.
Leonard, but he's all over the place too. I mean, and Kenny Payne, I think Louisville actually has some talent. They just are so fucking poorly coached on a night to night out basis. But give them credit; they were prepared tonight. They scored the ball, obviously scoring 100 points. But Florida State, they're not going to the NCAA tournament. This is what I'm saying with the ACC, dude. Like, you can't lose this game.
I have a nickname for Idaho.
Idaho.
Five Guys.
All
Give me
right.
my potatoes.
Here you go.
Because they win outright in Bozeman, 81-75. I didn't lock it, but I picked it.
Colby's gonna come back and be like, I got a nickname, potatoes. He's gonna be like, what the fuck are you talking about?
No, Five Guys.
Five Guys.
Five Guys. There's 5 guys on the court. You know,
Yeah.
5 guys known for their Idaho French fry potatoes. I love 5 Guys. I always called it 5 guys in a bag of fries. We move on. Tommy's went on the road, 71-56 at UMKC. That was one of our teams that we like to fade on the road as well, back at home. They come through on the opposite end. Heads up the next time they're at home. Just putting that out there. Western Kentucky kicked the shit out of Middle Tennessee. Colby beat you in a lock battle here. 88-65 win for the Tops. I mean, we kind of knew that Colby would be on the Tops, right?
Yeah. He loves the Tops.
He does. Who doesn't love Top, though?
Yep.
Northridge, 76. Riverside, 70. This was a Picks page clean sweep. Nobody locked it, though. Weber State stuns Northern Colorado. Stuns might not even be the correct adjective. 82-63 victory there for the Wildcats. Stunning to me, who picked the game. Portland, 93. Pepperdine, 89. We were both on the Pilots last night. 80-60 victory for Louisiana over South Alabama. I locked up the Raging Cajuns. Did not pay attention to a single second of this game. North Alabama 70, Florida Gulf Coast 69. I was on the Eagles. You were on the Lions last night. I don't expect to have watched or paid attention to that game. Let's talk about a game that all the TMZers came out and saw on ESPN today. The Tennessee Volunteers beat Kentucky 103 to 92. You locked up the Vols.
This fucking Kentucky
any takeaways?
Sucks.
They do. They're inconsistent. I'm not gonna agree to this.
I gotta see how they come along these next couple of weeks, because they are a team that I could jump on in March. But dude, I think
everybody's gonna jump on them in March though. That's the other thing.
You know what? You're probably right. Don't fall for that Calipari. He's fucking.
So this has been my strategy when taking Kentucky, especially when they're hyped and good. You take them in the first game because talent wins out with 4 days to prep or 5 days to prep. However, whatever draw they get from selection Sunday to Thursday or Friday, the talent's going to win that first game. He gets out coached in the second game. So I fade him in the round 32. If they get a good draw, then I fade him going into the Elite Eight game. That's just how I do it.
Hey, so everybody can hear this right now too. So we're being fully transparent too. On the other side, I agree with you, Noah, completely. Tennessee, I'm not saying they're going to win the national championship,
dude,
but
they can score 103 points.
I am not going to be influenced like Colby last year, where Danny Hurley can't coach, Rick Barnes can't coach. Rick Barnes has been to a Final Four before. They've been knocking on the door. This might be the year, and nobody's going to be on them come tournament time, because everybody's going to be like, Rick Barnes always chokes. This could be the year Rick Barnes actually breaks through. I actually am starting to buy into Tennessee. And I know the public narrative, Rick Barnes always chokes. Rick Barnes is a fucking Hall of Famer. Yeah. I can see Rick Barnes breaking through. I love Tennessee. I love Dalton Neck. I mean, and they fucking guard. They're fucking old. They got size, physicality. They're them in Purdue. I mean,
see, originally I thought it's pronounced neck too. I mean, that's just the KN pronunciation. A lot of people are saying connect.
I don't even care how you pronounce it.
He might not have just corrected anybody, and he's letting him run.
He
with
scores the fuck out of the ball,
dude. He's
I'll give you a scouting report on the guy.
Zakai Ziegler also had 26 points tonight, which was super surprising to me.
Fucking good, man.
Yeah, I haven't.
They didn't have him last year, and he
had the ACL tear in January last year. I've never really been a Zakai guy though. I don't know.
I may buy into Tennessee when we get to March, man. And I know everybody's going to be – and if everybody's anti-Tennessee because of the Barnes angle, it makes me like him more.
So I'm not anti-Tennessee because of the Barnes angle. I think I'm anti-Tennessee because of the guards, specifically in Zakai and Santiago Vescovi. They're physical down low. They dominated Kentucky down low today. And they've had a tendency of doing that to other good teams too. They rough up their other bigs. They did it. I know we're talking about Plavsic, but I mean, Plavsic was a nobody who kicked the shit out of Filipowski last year in the NCAA tournament too. So they're going to play physical come tournament time. A team that had no passion in the game at all. I locked up the Mississippi State Bulldogs, and
I joined you.
They got taken out to the woodshed by Alabama. The final score here was 99-67. I got nothing to say. This was just a really bad pick on my part. Southern Utah 79-59 victory over the Mexicans. You won a lock battle over Colby with the Thunderbirds.
You cannot take the Mexicans on the road. The Mexicans, you get away from the border, all of a sudden there's a little structure, and can't get it done. It's fucking free for all at the border. but not. They suck on the road, man.
Yeah. Overtime victory in the Apple Cup on the floor. Washington State 90, Washington 87.
Big win. Big fucking win.
Way to shove it in their face. Also, I didn't even mean that. But speaking of shoving things in other people's faces, how about a fist? Because New Mexico State 67, Jacksonville State 65. This is pushes all around. It was mostly a 2 today, -2 in favor of the Aggies. They beat the Gamecocks at home. UTEP, never a doubt, double lock for both Mac and I. They were this was in range of an upset again over Liberty, as the Flames, the Flamin' Libs win 67-65, but we tinked our way to cover. System play with Eastern Washington, bounce back angle against Montana. They win 78-65. You locked them up along with Colby. Kudos. Shout out to you guys. Why was I the only one on Xavier on the picks page against DePaul?
Blue ball.
93-68, 25-point victory for the Musketeers there over the RuPaul Blue Balls. And this is right where I give the flowers right back to you. UCLA is
Mick Cronin.
Fill in the blank.
Mick Cronin gets his shit done, man.
What are they? Have they won 5 of their last 6?
He can coach, man. They're getting better.
They've won 5 of their last 6. The only loss was a 6-point loss at Arizona.
UCLA is going to win the Pac-12 tournament.
Oh, they're peaking too early.
This is Cronin, man. This is what he does. Finds a way to win games.
We'll see. This line was too low. I should have locked this. I apologize to the listeners for not locking it because both Colby and NC Nick locked it. Colorado State 73, Fresno State 61. You locked up the Bulldogs. You thought it smelled. I can understand the reasoning for that. I just thought the Rams off the loss.
Yeah, they were right there. They just couldn't get over the hump. You know what? Yeah. When you take like a 7-point dog and they're down like 8 or 9 the entire game. That was this game. I'm like, can you at least tickle me a little bit and come on, get the
tickle the balls. Shout out to Chad G. We went 2.5 hours without even mentioning him putting out an AI graphic of me tickling balls.
No, Bieniek, aka the tickler of the balls.
Pacific tickled balls for an outright victory at San Francisco. Didn't get it done, but 23.5 points was no biggie for the Tigers on the road against the Dons. UC Irvine, I'm running out of adjectives for just destroying teams because UC Irvine 93, Hawaii 68. It's a hard trip for Hawaii outside of the Big Island.
Suck. They suck ass, man.
Is UCSB back? They won 70-59 over Cal State.
Colby would say so. Colby loves USC or USCB.
UCSB.
UCS. Carry the C and translate it with the S.
And then the entire reason why we're still recording,
right?
What did you say?
It's at 5:00 in the morning drinking.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The entire reason why we're recording at 5 in the morning here is because I wanted to watch this game. I got a lock battle in against you. Final score for the day, 4-3 in Mac's favor. But this one was an outright dog that I called for. St. Mary's, as I just ripped out my earbuds. St. Mary's wins on the money line.
Real quick.
In the kennel. The Gales were plus 4.5 last night when we picked this on the show. The first 5 minutes of this game, Gonzaga, so St. Mary's were kind of just ghosts of themselves on the court here. And the announcers were pretty pro Zags. They were like, how is St. Mary's still hanging around? How is St. Mary's still hanging around? And that's what happens when you let the Gales hang around for 40 minutes because late in the game, there was some shit that went down. Quite the scene in Spokane because a couple of bad calls from referees and people were just throwing shit left and right onto the court. Where's the tech? Like, everybody's pissed about the refs not calling fouls or calling things correctly. Mahaney stepped on the out of bounds line while saving a ball from going out of bounds. St. Mary's then kicked it to the top of the perimeter, and they drilled a 3 to make it a 6-point game and evidently put a nail in the coffin of Gonzaga at home. So Gales win 64-62. Mac, you were doing the Big 12 show while this game was unfolding. You didn't see a team going, or you bet on the kennel, or
yes, that was my handicap. So on the other side, dude, they're not an NCAA tournament team.
No, they're not.
They have to win their tournaments.
So they've got
Kentucky.
3.
They play Kentucky next week, right?
Yeah, so they have 3 quad 1 games left. They're at Kentucky next Saturday.
Yep.
Then they're at San Francisco. Then they're at St. Mary's. They need all 3 of those games because they currently don't own any quad 1 victories. I think they're 0-4 in quad 1 games, and they're 2-4 in quad 2 games. So they're 2-8 in meaningful basketball games.
Yep.
It's not a tournament resume, in my opinion.
Agreed.
Gonzaga, I'm going to fade him against Kentucky too. I'm already going to say that a week ahead. I'm going to take the Wildcats at home against in Rupp.
But both teams need a win, like you said.
Yeah, I'm already putting that thing out into the wind. I'll be locking up Kentucky next Saturday against Gonzaga.
How random is that game?
I love it though.
Yeah.
I hate how it's in the mix of conference play for Kentucky. I love it for Gonzaga because now Gonzaga knows that they absolutely need this because they fucked around too much.
Is this game at Rupp?
Yes. It's at Rupp.
It's not somewhere else. Because last year they didn't play at the Kennel. Remember? No,
because Calipari didn't agree to the games at the Assembly Hall either with Indiana. I think there's 2 neutral games in Seattle. There's 3 home games in Kentucky, and there's only 1 game in Spokane for the 6-game series. He pulled the same shit with Indiana too.
So basically, when Calipari's gone, they'll be playing in Spokane.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Game balls. We're 2 hours, 40 minutes into the show. Let's talk game balls. Game ball number 1 to you, Mac. I'll let you go again first.
Come on. This is easy. Kansas. How can you not give them a game ball? They said, welcome to the fog, motherfuckers. This is the Big 12. Houston, the league still runs through the fog in Lawrence, Kansas.
My game ball, my first one's going to go to Southeastern Louisiana.
Okay.
They knock off McNeese State. I think that was the most impressive win today.
I think Tennessee gets a game ball. That win at Rupp in prime time on the road, Kentucky back-to-back losses, Rick Barnes and company. They scored 103.
Yeah.
What the fuck are they? What is this, the NBA?
Give me St. Mary's for game ball number 2.
Good game ball. I like
Going in Spokane, coming out with a victory. Your last game ball here.
Last game ball. Wazoo gets a game ball. Fucking final time in Seattle. Fucking Pac-12. Get out of here, you fucking pussies from Seattle. Let's go. Pullman all day. Dude, Washington State might fuck around and get on the bubble.
They might. They might for sure. There's a couple of Pac-12 teams that are bubblicious.
Well, they're better than the ACC, other than
No, I don't. I literally don't think so. You might have been joking on that.
Poking the bear at 5 o'clock in the morning, college experience, baby.
Well, the people know that the Bear's usually up at 5 o'clock still.
That is true.
My last game ball is going to go to don't fuck it up, Noah.
You got a lot of options, brother.
I know there's so many good games that were today.
You got Cincinnati, you got Texas, you got what?
I'm gonna give it to Indiana State. They got a lot of public national attention from today's game.
Yeah, I like
it. Good win over Drake. All right, so that concludes side A from college basketball picks Sunday, February 4th episode. We will now go to side B. If you're here on YouTube, sit tight. This is just a transition on the audio side. You better start thinking about yours.
And we're back on the college basketball experience side B, baby, where we get down on some picks. Go check out side A, where we fucking recapped 150 goddamn games. But hey, we're looking ahead to Sunday.
We do have a third man in the booth.
We do have a third man in the booth. He is alive. Rambling Rush is here, ready to
I said I would be here to everyone in the chat. They said I was going to bed. I'm here. Troy's not here. Let's get this right. I'm ready to go on Wisconsin. Wait, what? Who am I picking?
It is ironic that Troy confirmed to us that he was going to be here, and he had handicapped all the games for Sunday.
He's in the chat, though. You got to get.
Yeah, he is in the chat, but he says he's in bed.
Yeah,
but he's in the chat.
He's good, man. I pulled that move before.
9 o'clock in the morning.
He does work at a golf course early in the morning. Yes. We'll give him credit. When you have beautiful greens out there, it's because of.
Hey, Gopher, you mind if I play through? All right, let's talk some games. Davidson's headed to Loyola Chicago 8-10 matchup here. 1 o'clock. Why is there no early games? 1 o'clock. Why is there not a noon game?
There's no foreplay. Tomorrow. We just dive right into it, Mac.
All right, let's dive right into it. I kind of like the dog here. Loyola is laying 4. I think this game comes down the wire. I like Davidson, fringe lock.
I think Loyola's been playing really good ball lately. Colby's put me onto this Ramblers team as of late. 3-point victory at St. Joe's. Then they beat UMass. Then they beat Fordham. They competed with VCU. Then they destroyed St. Louis in their last game here. Against Davidson, another slow white team. I think they'll be able to shine, especially defensively. Cocktail Napkin has them favored by 7. Small slate tomorrow. This is probably one of my favorite sides for it. Like I said, I think the Ramblers defense shows up. Give me Loyola Chicago. Lock it up.
Ooh, lock it up, Loyola Chicago. Rush, where are you going here?
A home dog, and they're called the Ramblers after Rambling Rush. Let's fucking go. Loyola.
Home favorite.
They're favored by 4.
Oh, you said they're favored by 4. You know what? Fuck it. They're the Ramblers anyway. Let's let it rip. Loyola -4.
Here we go. Double lock. No beating. Rambling Rush. Lock it up.
I was confused. I thought I heard +4. I'm like, oh well, that's easy money right there. But that makes more sense.
It's part of the deal.
Yeah, it happens. It is 5 a.m.
Yeah, that's what I say when I.
The fact that I heard 4 is incredible.
Shout out to Stephen Matthews. It's 5 a.m. and he just woke up on the East Coast of Canada.
I got a 5-hour drive back to Richmond tomorrow, baby. But I'm gonna give you guys a lock right now. Let's go to the Big And we got the Purdue Boiler Up, Boiler Up, Boiler Up. They're headed to Madison, Wisconsin.
Staples,
laying
get your
2.5.
Staples here.
Nope. I give you the Badgers all fucking day.
Oh, yeah.
On Wisconsin. Give me that fucking Staples at home, baby. Fucking lock this shit up. Noah Bieniek, I dare you to battle me right now.
All aboard.
He's
Give me
fucking
them Boilers.
Yao
Boiler
Ming,
up,
Jackie.
baby. Yes, sir.
You're
Short
an
slate.
idiot.
This is a
Wisconsin's
lock.
winning this game. No. Lock
Matt-
Wisconsin.
Matt Painter's got the best road record as a coach, straight up and against the spread on the road in the last 2
Outta
seasons
here.
in the conference.
They'll beat
Give me the
Wisconsin
paint group.
when they have them
They
in
go on the
Purdue.
road.
On
They keep
Wisconsin.
In one corner. We got Noah Bieniek sided with Yao Ming, a.k.a. Zach. In the other corner, Moneyline Mac Rambling, Rush A.K. and Ryan Rushfield. Once again, home dog. One.
Avetta says you guys and Julio are on the same side.
Well, I mean, every now and then Julio fucking comes around to the right side.
A broken clock is right twice a day, right?
I mean,
It's one of my
Hey,
favorite things. On the
I would
world.
I would follow my picks too after taking a night off last night after that 0-5 Friday night. I mean,
There
you
you go.
gotta right the ship now. Come on.
How about
Come
how
on,
about that?
Julio.
How about that 2-game parlay that you gave out on SGP? If this comes through, you predicted Nebraska to win on the money line against Wisconsin,
Yep.
and now Wisconsin money line here. I wonder what that would have paid out.
Well, I'll just bet the Badgers on Wisconsin. Let's go.
Boiler up, all aboard.
Who we got next? We got Ryder, the moving company, headed to Iona. Ryder is off the big fucking win.
Over Siena.
Yeah, they won by 40. I mean, that's a big win.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Iona
Any way to fit your narrative,
Tobin
Matt.
Anderson and company. JV in the chat. You know, he disappears and now he's lying about his record. Give me the moving. No. Give me the moving company. I'm not betting this game. I don't have a good feel here. Go ahead, Noah. Your take.
I'm on Tobin.
Oh my God, I should bet the moving company.
I mean, the last time that I picked Iona, or actually I wanted to pick Iona, and then Trevor locked up Fairfield, I think it was, and then Iona covered. So
Rush.
Cocktail Napkin might have Tobin figured out.
No feel Iona. Quinn Slazinski. Let's go.
Quinn Slazinski, that fucking guy. Yeah, he plays for the team. Next up, we got Wright State. It's headed to Northern Kentucky. This game's all over the place. Open NKU, laying a point. Wright State's now favored. Oh my God, Wright State's gonna do it to me again.
Flip 0. That's usually the telltale sign.
It is, but fucking Northern Kentucky has fucking been, or sorry, Wright State's been a fucking thorn in my side. With that said, give me my Raiders. Lock it up. They were the better team the other night against Youngstown. They're gonna get this fucking done right now. Let's go. Wright State, lock it up.
I'm not going to lock it. Both of these teams have really kind of been the class of the horizon the last couple of years, and they're both not currently there. I trust Wright State and their star guards a little bit more than Northern Kentucky. Wright State off the loss. Northern Kentucky off of 2 losses. However, like I said, give me the backcourt of the Raider gang. I'm not going to bet it, though. I don't know how to finish that statement.
There you go.
Rush, where are you
Let's-
going on this?
Let's
game?
make it a trifecta with the Raiders. Let's go Wright State. I think that crossing 0 is an overrated thing, by the way, but that's just my take.
Not in college basketball. In football, I think it is.
Fair. I haven't had enough sample size yet in college basketball because I've been, tunnel focused on the Big 12 with our Big 12 show. But so I think it's a little overrated.
All right, let's
That's all
go
I'm saying.
to the MAAAC. If you want to fade me, good fucking luck. I'm only like fucking 12-2 in my last fucking 14. Here we go. We got Manhattan headed to Fairfield. Fairfield's laying 10.5.
Jeez.
It's disrespectful. Dude, Fairfield's not as good as everybody thinks they are.
They're off a loss. They're back at home. Lock up the Stags.
Man. They're not
Cocktail
that good.
napkin minus 16.5. Stags roll.
No,
Stags roll.
battle.
Lock it up.
Battle right fucking now. Right now.
Colby's on my side too. I already know.
He takes him every game. He's taken the last 4 games. Rush, you sitting this one out? Or are you on the Stags or Jaspers?
You know what? This is the Ryan and Rush show here. Let's lock up the Jaspers, baby.
Jaspers. Oh, no.
So your initials for Ryan and Rush show?
Yeah, what
it
about
goes RNR.
Yep.
Noah's in the middle of the 2 R's. It's a
that.
sandwich. I don't know what to do.
Well,
In one corner, no Bieniek drinking that fucking Stag Kool-Aid with Colby in the dance, a.k.a. Big Dundee. Ryan and Rush show on the Jaspers.
These two are dancing together with Wisconsin. They're dancing together with the Jaspers.
Well, the Wisconsin's more of a happy wife, happy life scenario for me.
Well, I mean,
that isn't
a
a
smart man.
It's also the easiest play of the day.
It is an easy
Take
play.
it fucking predict.
I agree with that.
No Bieniek, everybody. Mount St. Mary's is headed to Siena. The chat loved Siena the other night.
Siena.
Mount St. Mary's laying 8.5. Mount St. Mary's won by 30 the other night. Come on, man. Come on, Noah. You know what we do here.
Yeah, I'm taking the points.
Lock.
No conviction being. No, I'm not. I'm not betting Siena again.
Come on.
I already bet Siena this week and lost some money.
As a Siena insider, they're good on Sundays. They're bad on Fridays. Siena's a lock. Mount St. Mary's just played unbelievable. Siena's a live dog here. Lock it up.
No lock for me, but I'm going for the local college, Ryan. Let's go Mount St. Mary's minus 8.5. I like it.
Noah, no lock?
Momentum continues.
No lock.
All right. Oh, when the Saints go marching in. Oh, when the Saints go marching in. Money line back is locking up the Siena Saints. You guys are going to be kicking yourself when they went out right. Youngstown is headed to IPF Dub. Youngstown's been fucking rolling. Youngstown is fucking rolling, and should we hop on Fort Wayne, Noah?
I like the flightless birds here.
Good old Penguins.
Cocktail napkin does too. Not a ton of conviction behind the pick. Cocktail napkin has a minus 4.5 with the Penguins. They're on the road, so I'm not going to lock it. They typically have a great home atmosphere. That's when I would love the Penguins here. I'll lay it with them.
I kind of like Youngstown. The more, I'll take the points, but I'm not betting this game. Rush, you got to play here with Youngstown and Fort Wayne. I feel like it's a perfectly placed line.
The potential next coach of the West Virginia Mountaineers trying to make it mark. Good old Jerry Calhoun, minus 4.5. Let's get it.
You want to lock it?
No.
It's pretty fair. St. Peter's, the Peacocks are headed to Marist. Marist laying 2.5. Everybody loved Marist on fucking Friday night. How'd that go for you guys? They fucking got their fucking teeth kicked in by my Mount St. Mary's Mountaineers. Peacocks the other night Lost to Niagara, overtime game, quick turnaround. Maris, maybe? I don't have a strong conviction here, man. You got one?
I think the under. I think it's going to be a total rock fight between the two teams. Cocktail Napkin thinks the wrong team's favorite. I'm going to leave it at that. I don't think I'm going to bet St. Peter's here.
Yeah.
Given that they just had an overtime game on Friday. But give me the Peacocks.
All right.
When I see Maris, I always want to throw like an X in there, and I think it says Marxist, and I hate communism, especially with a red fox right next to it. Let's go St. Pete, baby. Let's go Peacocks.
Let the peacock fly, rambling.
Let it fly.
Who we got next up on the dock? We got, oh my God, I hate this team. Canisius headed to the Aqueduct, Quinnipiac. Fucking Aqueduct's laying 6. Give me Canisius. Yeah, I'm tired of betting against Quinnipiac, man. Although Manhattan did come through for me the other night.
Can I use my one Sean Green free throw line handicap here?
Yeah. What are the white guys shooting from the foul line?
Quinnipiac, 78%. That's the 16th best rate in the country. Canisius, 63.9%. That's 350th. I'm going to lock up Canisius. Cocktail Napkin has them winning by 16.
Wait, timeout. Canisius by 16?
Or no, Quinnipiac. It's
Oh,
late.
I was
Sorry.
like,
The
holy
Aqueduct.
fuck, that's like 22 points.
No. The Aqueduct.
Oh,
I read
my God.
the free throw stats correct, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Quinnipiac.
Noah Bieniek. Lock it up. The Aqueduct. AKA Quinnipiac. Canisius, but no, I'm staying away. Rush.
If I'm not mistaken, Quinnipiac or Quinnipiac, however you want to pronounce it, came out with I guess their university does political polling as well. And it was a poll I wasn't too fond of. Give me Canisius or Canisius. Whatever my pronunciation is at 5.
I did see that fucking fake poll.
The fake news poll, man. Gonna get over that.
And that, they are fucking
I think that
play
bleeds
me into
into your-
Canisius a little bit.
Canisius, that's right. I think that starts to bleed into your basketball team, the way you poll.
No doubt. Next up on the dock, we got Greensboro taking on Furman. Furman's laying 3.5. I like Furman here, man. I like Furman. I think they're the class of the fucking the league here in the SoCon. Give me fucking Furman all day. Lock it up, baby. Give me Furman. Give me the Paladins. Noah, what are you doing here?
Furman just had a terrible week. They lost by 10 at Wofford.
Mm-hmm.
Then they went to overtime against the Citadel.
They're ready to go at home.
They don't have any injuries to my knowledge. They have Big East. They have Foster. They have the 2 guards. I'm going to say Greensboro. From what I've seen from Furman, I can't make sense of it lately. So this could be a nice bounce back spot, but Greensboro's a good team, dude. If you don't bring your A game here, they're gonna come in and walk out with a W. So that's my pick. Rush, where are you at in this one? This was a fun game.
What's the spread again?
-3 with
Furman's
Furman.
playing 3.5.
3.5.
So UNC Greensboro just got an away win against VMI, but it's not a true. I mean, you played VMI. Like I say that with peace and love. One of my groomsmen's from VMI. Give me UNC Greensboro. I'm not saying they're going to win this game, but I think they cover the 3.5 points.
Solo lock. Paladins. And I want to tell everybody that we're brought to you by on the college basketball experience, the SGP Patreon. The guys just dropped this month's bonus episode behind the scenes looking ahead as Sean stacking the money green, $200,000 winner. This week's Patreon pick-up prize has a free $250 Super Bowl square. I mean, come on. Where else are you going to fucking get that shit? Plus, access all the pick sheets and exclusive channel in the Discord. Head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. We're also brought to you by, well, Underdog Fantasy. And right there over at the youtube.com/college experience. Check it out. Promo code TCESGPN. And you know what's great about Underdog is they will match your freaking deposit 100% up to $100 just with the promo code TCESGPN. Noah, do you have anything queued up for tomorrow over on the slate on the B side?
Yeah, I'm going to take you to Brandon Angel of Stanford. I think the Cardinal, once again, are going to give the Wildcats a run for their money here. Give me his higher than 16.5 points and rebounds. The first game against Arizona, he had 12, and in his last 7 games, he's really kind of broken out, averaging 15 points, 5.5 boards, and 2.5 assists. He's hit another level. So I think they won the game really without even him making a huge impact. This is the trend here is very strong in case of Angels. So in a short slate, I mean, Underdog's only got 3 games currently out there right now. I think that's my favorite pick. So going with Brandon Angel, higher than 16.5 points and rebounds.
You know what? Maybe make a little bit of cash over at underdogfantasy.com. And when you use that promo code TCESGPN, Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. Underdog Fantasy promo code TCESGPN. Shout out to this chat, man.
Chat's alive and well.
Fucking
250 strong at 5:11 in the morning.
Goddamn morning, you got freaking the birds are chirping. Freaking better open up another beer here, right here.
Sun's cracking through my window.
Everybody's getting ready to fucking go to church. Fucking get ready for the day. Have a nice Sunday.
Rush, he's still gonna be awake for another hour.
Oh, I'm good. Hey, shout out all East Coast crew here. My parents want to meet me for brunch in the morning since they're visiting Morgantown and they're BYU fans. We'll see how well that goes. But we're here alive and well. Let's keep picking games, baby.
Let's do it. Shout out to the chat.
Rush, the true trooper here.
There you
Moving
go.
along here.
I live in Morgantown. I'm conditioned. Everyone's giving me shit in the chat. Love you guys.
Ooey Pooey's headed to Milwaukee. The Panthers. Milwaukee's laying 15.5. Oh my God.
Jeez.
Oh my God.
Give me Ooey Pooey. I'm not betting this fucking game. I'm done with this fucking team. Go ahead.
You haven't learned anything. You're once again on the sucker dog.
No, Ooey Pooey covers, but they're not. I'm not betting them. I'm not.
Give me Milwaukee.
I'm not going through the emotional experience anymore.
The Horizon teams beat the shit out of IUPUI in Detroit.
No, you're too confident here.
I'm not confident at all. I'm not
You're
watching.
way too confident. I can sense it in your voice. Rush.
Let's go an all Wisconsin ballot tomorrow, Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. Here we go. Temple's headed to Tulane. Tulane's laying 10. Oh, man. I kind of want to lock Temple. They, correct me if I'm wrong, they did not just play.
They just lost they lost in overtime against East Carolina last Sunday. They've had a week off and
yeah, man. Dude, this is a Temple spot. Temple spot all day. Philly dog. Yeah. I'm locking it.
Give me Tulane. They've lost 3 games in a row.
Shit. I'm on Tulane too, but the fact that you keep picking them, Noah, doesn't make me really happy.
I like Ron Hunter. They're not. I don't think he's losing 4 games in a row, especially to Temple at home here. I know they got to cover a lot of points too, plenty of points.
They got Memphis on deck.
They do, but they've lost 3 in a row to UTSA, who's a terrible loss. They lost by 1. They choked that game away. Charlotte, and then SMU. The 49ers and the Mustangs are not bad losses. So I like the Green Wave here and a nice bounce back. I'm not going to bet it, though.
Noah, I should apologize. We're on the same team here. We got to send the good vibes. I'm on Tulane as well.
DeGenzoli.
Edible. Billy Dog. Billy Dog. Game for me against ECU. Had a week off. They're ready to fucking go. They're fucking ready to go. Jeff Sharp's asking Memphis. Memphis is a CBI team, but it is still a look ahead because they have the most talent in the league. They just have the worst coach in America. South Dakota is going to South Dakota State. South Dakota State's laying 14.5, 15.5. Shop around. Give me the dog. I'm taking the dog every time in this game.
So is this line? This is a rivalry game, obviously. Is this line not telling you this is what's going to happen? South Dakota State off a loss.
I disagree. South Dakota State's off an overtime game too. Quick turn.
I technically lost 2 games in a row. I'm going to lay it. This line's steep. I'm not betting it, but at the same time, South Dakota is the worst team far and large in the Summit League this year. I think it's a stomp spot.
All right.
Rivalry game. Give me South Dakota. Lock it up.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
The rivalry points.
Rush. Lock it up with Coyotes. Coyotes all day, baby. All right, here we go. Next up on the slate, we got UAB.
Rush, you're on the same side as Julio.
Don't tell me that.
UAB is headed to SMU. And what do we got? SMU's laying fucking 7.5. Get the fuck out of here. UAB fucking lock. UAB might win this game outright. UAB is fucking talented. They're coming off North Texas. SMU is fucking fool's gold, overrated. They're about to go on a skid like fucking Memphis all fucking day. Give me UAB live dog here, baby. Let's go.
What about your overtime angle? UAB off overtime. Then again, it's not Friday.
Keep momentum going.
Dude,
just keep going.
Big time coaching disadvantage here. Andy Kennedy's way better than Rob Lanier.
You're right. And there's a lot of points here too. I'll take the Blazers. This is coin flip on the spread for me though. I think SMU is better at home. I'm on UAB.
This is easy. UAB, lock it up. AK. Let's let it
rip. AK, baby. AK 4-7, baby. Lock it up. UAB the Blazers.
Right. Avetta says this is the latest show ever. It's actually the earliest show ever.
Ooh.
Actually, no. 2 weekends ago, I was blacked out in my basement with shades and a cigar.
Was that the cigar? Yeah, that was a great
5:55 in the morning, everybody.
No, we're
but you know what? Whether you want to go to that episode or this episode, either way, it's going to be brought to you by Cut. Cut allows you to list almost any kind of bet. Perfect getting down on the action with prop bets. Go head to head with whatever jackass at the bar saying, hey, I locked up all these games. No, you fucking didn't. Well, hold them accountable. Get over to cut.com and say, motherfucker, pay up when you fucking lose, because you know they're going to lose. We all got those friends that claim when they win, and you know how it goes, everybody. Anyway, get over to cut.com. It's the best. KUTT.com and use the promo code SGPN for a 10% deposit today. We're also brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets. Win bigger by betting smarter this NFL season with Hall of Fame Bets. And stop betting in the dark with over 30,000 users researching with Hall of Fame Bets to craft a more intelligent, data-driven parlay. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit HOFBets.com. Code SGPN to get a 50% off your first month today. Start researching, start winning with Hall of Fame Bets. All righty. We're back on the college basketball experience. Moving along in the slate, we got a freaking Big East night game, baby. Providence is headed to Villanova, and oh my God, I'm going to have to do it again. Why am I going to do this?
How many points? What's the line?
Villanova's laying 4.5, and I will lay it.
Give me points with the Friars.
I'm with you. Give me the points with the Friars as well. I'm not going down that road, Ryan.
All right. I'm locking up the Loyola Wildcats again. This is hot. Providence. Not on the road. Give me Villanova. Not Neptune. Or never.
Nova's borderline broken. They've lost 5 games in a row. They've got to show me some life.
This is. They let me down a lot. Not tomorrow night. 6 o'clock Eastern. Check it out. Wildcats laying the 4.5. Nebraska's headed to Illinois. Illinois is laying 9.5. Give me the points. Noah, don't tell me you're going to lock Illinois.
I'm not going to lock it, but I'm going to lay it. Nebraska off their Wisconsin W. I think Illinois is a real contender to actually win this conference too. If Wisconsin knocks off Purdue, that brings Illinois right back into the mix. And my 11-1, we're dancing. We're on the dance floor. Give me a 10-point win for the Illini over the Cornhuskers and their letdown spot.
Remind me the spread.
9.5.
Yeah, I'll lock the Illini.
10.5. What's that?
I'll lock it. Illini.
Nebraska?
Yeah, they're gonna kill. No. Illinois.
Locking up Illinois. Rush on the Fighting Illini.
They're gonna kill Nebraska. They got their big win against Wisconsin. They're about to get their ass kicked.
Tree huggers head to Tempe, Arizona. Well, once upon a time on a New Year's Eve, I gave out a tree hugger for a freaking plus whatever money line it was.
Standalone game too.
Hug that tree, fucking puppies.
There's a 30-minute overlap. Does it count as a standalone?
Are the tree huggers about to get fucking seesawed out here? Like, oh man. No, give me the huggers, man. Give me the huggers. I don't have a strong conviction here, though. The fucking huggers. It's a revenge angle.
Cocktail Napkin says it's just a bit too many points. For Arizona, they just blew out Cal 91-65. It is a revenge angle for them. They lost by 18 on the road to Stanford.
I know.
You're giving me 17? How many am I getting here? 16 and a half.
17 and a half. Don't tell me you're locking the huggers.
No, I'm not locking it, but that's the pick.
Ooh.
I was asking if it's a standalone. Unless it's a standalone.
It's a standalone.
I want to bet Arizona. I think they're fuck Arizona.
Consider this one a standalone. Let's lock battle it just for the show.
Oh no.
Give me the huggers. You're on the Wildcats.
Oh yeah. Rush, which side are you on?
The future Big 12 Arizona Wildcats. I'll lock it if we're gonna finish with lock. Give me the lock.
In one corner, Noah Bieniek is gonna be out there tomorrow afternoon hugging that fucking tree. In the other corner, Ryan and Rush say, "Give me the cat." We're heading to a real league.
Cats climb trees.
Arizona.
They piss on them. They shit on them.
Fucking tree hugging bullshit out of here. fucking. Never mind. I'll get in trouble.
My
That's final game.
Rush, what's your favorite lock of the show?
Oh God, I don't know what mine is.
of the show. Well, that's easy. Wisconsin. On Wisconsin, baby.
Do you want my real lock of the show?
Well, yeah. We only talk about real.
Oh
locks.
my God! Don't tell me you're gonna take the road chalk with your.
No, my
boy.
favorite lock tomorrow is Fairfield.
All right,
That's
fair.
cute.
But I'm gonna give you out a free ticket to the All Aboard Boiler Up. They win this thing by
You're
3
not
or
even
more.
a Michigan fan. You love Purdue. You love Purdue.
Oh, I explained it on SUP. They changed the rules in favor of the best player in college basketball.
Mm.
All he has to do, because no longer can a small little white guy get in front of him and take a charge. All he has to do is take one step, lunge, draw contact, just place it into the hoop. It's my favorite thing in the world.
You're going down tomorrow. I've had about 30 of these puppies tonight. Miller Lite, Milwaukee, Madison, Wisconsin. On Wisconsin, get this Yao Ming, Zach Edey bullshit out of here. You got freaking bailed out by the referees the other night. Free throw discrepancy 46-8.
It
Not
happens every
happening
game.
in Madison. On
game.
Wisconsin, out fucking right. Get this fucking bullshit Purdue fucking propaganda out of here. Give me the Badgers, give me them Staples, and let's go, baby. I love Wisconsin, and they're gonna win the league. They're gonna win this fucking league. Let's go. I know you like that.
I don't care. I have a piece on. I have this conference fucking cornered. I gave out Purdue at the beginning of the season. I gave out Wisconsin with you. I picked Wisconsin second in the conference. You had them first, but the plus 800s in my pocket. I got an 11-1 on Illinois. I'm sitting pretty. I honestly, Wisconsin winning would actually help. Would help me.
He's lying
in the futures market.
He hates Wisconsin. He hates Indiana. He hates Wisconsin. Guys, there's fucking almost 300 people in here watching at fucking 6 o'clock in the morning. Oh,
we're hitting that Eastern time zone where they wake up.
Miss Molly. What a freaking night.
Longest show in TC history. That is a fact. We appreciate you all for sticking out the entire time. There are a couple of names in the chat commenting right now that have been here since the very beginning of this show. They're just as much maniacs as we are. So, yeah, we appreciate you guys a lot. And I know Colby does as well, speaking for him. He can't wait to get back here, but he needs to get on a normal sleep schedule. Like I said, I think he's got 4 hours of sleep in the last 2 days. So
sounds like what we're doing here.
He's doing
East Coasters,
man.
It does.
Colby's finally fitting into your schedule, Ryan.
Yeah, I do this every night. Hey, guys, seriously appreciate it, man. And
thank you.
I know a lot of you are waking up right now, and this show has come a long way this year. I mean, it's we love the chat. It fuels the energy. I mean, every single night, every day. It's every single day with this chat, every single day, every single night. So get over there, subscribe to the College Basketball Experience, subscribe to the College Football Experience, subscribe to the FCS and the Big 12, man. We just did an hour before this. So, I mean, we've been on the mic since fucking goddamn midnight. It's already 6 o'clock in the morning. Been here for 6 straight hours. Noah Bieniek's killing it over at the College Baseball Experience. Go check out the conference previews, man. They're coming. Opening day will be here before you know it.
We'll have a fantasy draft episode out on Monday.
Yeah. Oh, God. It's already here, guys. Go check out the main sports gambling podcast. We all come together on one as youtube.com/the college experience. And, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. I hope everybody gets to church and say some fucking blessings. I will. And let's go, Sienna.
I
OCN.
just have one last
When the
question.
States. What's up, Rush?
One last question. You know, we're wrapping up here. Everyone, thank you for having me on tonight. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for having me. Before we sign off, you know, this is the longest show in history, so an important question to end. How many ACC teams make it to the tournament this year?
5. The
No,
Big 12 will
Bieniek
not
is
get
taking it.
11
No,
NCAA
Bieniek,
tournament
aka
teams.
the ACC Homer. This is the college basketball experience. You better start thinking about yours. And we are out of here. Big 12, baby.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Justice for all leagues.
Except the ACC.